All you hoes, you and your mammy and your granny too. I'm sick of this shit. All you hoes don't give a damn what you wanna do.
Chaos.
They like the chaos.
They like the chaos. So when you're able to
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with.
Must reign. Am I underwater? Okay.
That's
No,
why it didn't make sense. Hey, BGS. Hey, AV.
it
How
doesn't
y'all
make
doing?
sense. Okay. Doesn't make sense about what?
The guy who was crying the other day about you're looking for a culling, you want to kill people and all that kind of stuff. It didn't make sense because people, like what you just said, you have all these elements that lead to the evolution or the adaptations of human beings. So
Okay. Okay. The thing is, you
he was
can't.
crying for
Hold on.
nothing.
Hold on. Hold on. You can't say what he said and take it out of
Your
context,
voice,
brother.
BGS, is louder,
Huh?
please.
Is it louder?
Can you be louder?
It sounds like you're away from your mic.
No, I'm actually under the mic. So now hold on. Let me check. Let me check my settings again.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah, with StreamYard's messes with your settings. Okay. All right. Better.
Just perfect, perfect.
Okay. 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 The thing is, you can't take it out of context. Okay. You have to say what you said to cause him to say that. In other words, in other words, you want to let people go and let people be peasants and let people go by the wayside. That's why he said it.
That's not what I was saying. I'm thinking you're just gonna get out. People will get out performed by technology. I mean, I see it all over the place. It's everywhere.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
just reality.
Okay. And the reality is, what happens to those people that get outperformed by technology?
They find some way to evolve. I'll give you a quick example. In
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta, when I first got here, we had all these Ethiopians. They used to be in parking decks and they
Mm-hmm.
they were like handing out tickets and they were working parking lots. They automated all of that stuff. They don't even need meter maids anymore. So all of
Mm-hmm.
that parking and parking deck, it's all been automated. So most of them, they started moving on to cab driving and Ubering.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Okay.
cab driving got pushed out and then they started Ubering.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Do you know what the ultimate business model of Uber actually is in Lyft?
No, I
The
don't.
Okay. It's called a driverless model. That's where they're really going to make their money. Is taking the human being out of the car.
So you saying the Ethiopians gonna end up with no job eventually?
Not just them. Okay. Not just them. Okay. Your paralegals, the women that used to be at call centers, the people that used to be working. The reason I used to talk about this like from 2017, 2018, right? Okay. Char Woolley was my co-host on my women's channel. Okay, and she worked in medical billing, and she saw AI and automation that she's stripping away the jobs from the women in her industry. Okay, it's back in 2017. So eventually they start replacing you. In fact, me and I've spent most of the day talking to Sandog because I hadn't talked to him in a while. I talked for about 6 hours. Okay, and we're actually talking about this. Okay, talking about what's going how's the United States going to compete with the rest of the world, right? When your wages are 10 to 1. I think we used to be 5 to 1, might be 10 to 1. I think if you listen to Inside China Business, they're talking about 8 to 1, right? Okay, how do you compete with the rest of the world when your wages are so high? What do you think, man? How do you compete in price?
I told you, I believe we're gonna have to go and regress. I think in order for us to survive, we're gonna have to go back to a new
I
industrial
I
revolution, a new agrarian. I don't think we're gonna be able to move forward
I
unless they
understand.
bring a bunch of smart Chinese people over
I understand that. I said, what I'm saying is because you know what American wages are, right? You know what Chinese wages are, right?
there.
How to hold on,
I
hold
don't
on.
know.
Okay, hold on. Okay, you know the Chinese make a whole lot less than we do, right? You know that,
Yeah,
right?
I know that part.
So in other words, basically, so if you're going to bring jobs back into the country, how do you compete on price?
I don't have an answer. I don't know.
You automate. You remove the jobs and you give the jobs to machines. Okay.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant Chinese versus American. Yeah, absolutely. Automation is definitely the way to go. A
So
100%.
basically you're replacing workers with machines. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. Let me finish playing this, and that's what I'm
Uh,
saying is that
okay.
I've been doing this shit. I've been doing this shit for so long. I saw this stuff back in the in the '90s. Okay, and we've been doing this shit for so long. So um, me trying, I'm trying to give you the bits the stuff a little bit at a time and not overwhelm you. Okay, because I
Mm,
know if I give it to you all at one time, you're not going to understand it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
understood.
Logical spheres. There are three reasons why today's transformations represent not merely a prolongation of the third industrial revolution but rather the arrival of a fourth and distinct one: velocity, scope, and systems impact. The speed of current breakthroughs has no historical precedent. When compared with previous industrial revolutions, the fourth is evolving at an exponential rather than a linear pace. Moreover, it is disrupting almost every industry in every country. And the breadth and depth of these changes herald the transformation of entire systems of production, management, and governance. The Fourth Industrial Revolution (4IR), characterized by the fusion of the digital, biological, and physical worlds, as well as the growing utilization of new technologies such as artificial intelligence, cloud computing, robotics, 3D printing, the Internet of Things, and advanced wireless technologies, among others, has ushered in a new era of economic disruption with uncertain socio-economic consequences for Africa. However, Africa has been left behind during the past industrial revolutions. The Fourth Industrial Revolution, finally, will change not only what we do but also who we are. It will affect our identity and all the issues associated with it: our sense of privacy, our notions of ownership, our consumption patterns, the time we devote to work and leisure, and how we develop our careers, cultivate our skills, meet people, and nurture relationships. It is already changing our health and leading to a quantified self, and sooner than we think it may lead to human augmentation. The list is endless because it is bound only by our imagination. Please subscribe and like Timothy. Fourth Industrial.
And they're trying to sell it without it being disrupted. Okay. Um, I want to play for you. Okay, this is Kevin talking about talking about dark factories. Okay, he actually explains it. If I can find it, because dark factories are where we're headed. Okay.
The future. The modern factory will be staffed by a machine, a man, and a dog. The machine will run the factory. The man's job is to feed the dog, and the dog is trained to bite the man if he tries to touch the machine. China's already there. This is news from Xiaomi. Xiaomi is a manufacturer of smartphones, and they've opened a smart factory that will produce a smartphone every second. That's 30 million phones per year with no people. So this is known as a dark factory here. This plant is $330 million. And this is the press announcement from Xiaomi, which will use this factory to produce their Fold 4 and Mix Flip smartphones. There's a big dog in that place somewhere. And here's an announcement that sounds like the script for the Terminator. China's got a factory of robots building other robots. One robot every 30 minutes, 30,000 robots a year. And the supply chain is all right there in Shunde in Guangdong province. Over 80% of the products to build those robots come from nearby suppliers. Production costs have been cut by a third, delivery times by 75%, from months to weeks. The level of automation in China's industrial sector needs to be seen to be believed. I visited a factory 2 months ago. Our US company, Direct Equipment, is looking hard at having Chinese factories build houses here that will ship over and have our crews erect on site. Low-cost quality housing is a serious problem in North America, and our property developers are busy.
In fact, that's how come. Remember, I was telling you guys we saw this. What 6 months later? What less than a year later? Tesla and Musk actually announced that the production of affordable houses for 8 grand.
Yep.
Okay, remember that? That's why I was telling you that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad I missed that segment of Art Stream because I got a headache listening to them complain about it.
And Chaos was saying, I don't want to buy that house because he might have cameras in it. I said, dude, I said, you rather pay $200,000 for a house rather than 8,000 because you think there might be a camera in it? Really?
Building homes at 300,000, 400,000 and more. So nobody bothers to build them for any less than that. It's an opportunity cost problem. New houses are snapped up at 400K. So why should developers bother with home buyers for only $150,000 budgets?
Yeah.
So we're trying to solve part of that problem by having Chinese factories build most of the house here, then ship over. There's a factory in Shangzhou in Henan province. And this factory builds high-end recreational vehicles for the Australian market, campers, and what are called capsule houses, another small modular housing units for luxury resorts and hotel properties here in Asia. I called John, my partner in the United States, the night before my visit to this factory. And I told him it was probably a waste of my time. I was skeptical that a factory of that kind could build houses for the United States because the production process must be different. And we need larger houses anyway, and houses that are built to US residential housing codes. There's a lot of variation in that. A home built for a coastal area needs to be highly tolerant to flooding and wind, whereas one built for northern climates needed to support snow loads, for example. But this factory visit was arranged by a friend of mine, and so I agreed to go out of politeness, even though my expectations were really low. I spent the day there with their teams and took a tour of their plant and went to the hotel and called John again and said, forget everything I told you yesterday. I'm pretty sure now these guys can do whatever we want, that if we just give them exactly what we need from your side, they can set their machines up and press a button, and 6 hours later, a house comes out of the other end of it. On the supply chain, everything they need is right there, locally, within 50 miles of their main plant. And that sounds a lot like the just-in-time manufacturing process and how Toyota built that just-in-time system and blew up Detroit. But here, it's with a far higher degree of manufacturing efficiency because of the AI systems they use to speed up all the planning and design and in the manufacturing itself. Also, just-in-time requires a highly standardized bill of materials and huge volumes of production with only minor variations product by product, like color, for example. The just-in-time system cannot work if there is a large degree of customization involved. But these Chinese factories are different. A Toyota plant running a just-in-time system that builds Camrys are making 1,000 Camrys today and 1,000 more tomorrow. The Camry is the only model that particular Toyota plant is going to build. But these Chinese factories can do different sizes and layouts, no problem, even with very low order quantities. The whole process is amazing, but it's also a little unsettling to watch. Just a handful of engineers, fewer than 10, take our specifications, they huddle around their tables for a few days to get the conversions exactly right. Then they turn on their giant machines and build houses for direct equipment today. Tomorrow they'll build RVs for Australia, and the day after that they'll build luxury hotels for Japan. I tell you, I have a lot of days like that where I'm shocked at what I see. I've been here 13 years and I still can't get over it sometimes. We still don't know what to make of it. And that's what this report here is trying to make sense of too. This whole analysis is awesome. It's not paywalled, and it's very similar to the reports we put together. They did a really comprehensive job, and we'll be using it as a source for other pieces later. Its focus is China's robotics industry, and this section here involves Chinese smart factories. It's not just robots they're using to help humans carry stuff around or stock shelves. It's getting the machines to do literally everything. The level of automation doesn't exist at all in North America or Europe to this degree. This is not a statement that the United States is losing. It's to demonstrate an absurd difference in manufacturing proficiency. We're long past the days of China competing on the basis of low-cost labor. It's now total domination of the supply chains, of engineering, and an industrial sector that builds machines that build other products entirely on their own. This is taking place now across many industry sectors and product lines. The most extreme example is the dark factories, which is just what they sound like. No lights, no people. They're fully automated, powered by AI, and robots and sensors that do literally everything. Assembly, inspection, moving things around, all by robotics. Not having people means energy savings. Light, air conditioning, heat, All the activities that support people, like food preparation, security, and parking, and everything else, they go away. The downside of building factories that don't need people is obvious. What to do with the people who you once needed to do all those things before. So it's going to be a problem.
Exactly, exactly. Well, I was just saying, this is China that is authoritarian. What do you do with the people?
Therefore, over 10 million Chinese manufacturing workers now, getting them retrained to do something else. But policy planners in China may see that as a rounding error, given a population of over 1 billion people, and the new markets that are going to be created by products coming out of their smart factories, like houses in North America, for example. Insiders with a strong understanding of what's going on in China's industrial sector estimate that China is probably already the world leader in smart manufacturing, but certainly will be in 5 years. Smart manufacturing in China is growing at a compound rate of over 18% per year. The report goes deeply into what this means for the United States and for the other manufacturing centers across the world. This is a major peeve of mine, that we tend to compare China and the United States with absolute dollar figures instead of comparing what a dollar actually buys. China can staff an engineering department faster and much less expensively than a company in California, say, or Germany. Nevertheless, the growth rates are 18% in China compared to 13.5% in the US. 18% compounded growth for the industry means that it will double here every 4 years. 13% growth in the US means a doubling every 5.5 years. So no matter where things stand right now, it's just a matter of time. And here are some of the catalysts on the Chinese side. China's artificial intelligence models cost just a fraction of what our AI vendors charge. But the elephant in the room is supply chains. Again, cheap AI would be great. It would be great if electricity prices were the same back home as here. It would be terrific if zoning regulators could get out of the way and let us build things at home again. But smart factories need raw materials to feed into the machines, and China has the raw materials. The United States is striving to reshore manufacturing. We will struggle to replace the supply chain in China. India and other countries in Asia have the same problem. They also want to be factories of the world, but all the world supply chains run through here. This is Wolf Mountain in Nantong, Jiangsu. Because
That's just a brief thing, okay? That's just an overview of dark factories, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What did he say? What do you do with the people? Okay?
Something America's gonna have to figure out. Well, the West in general.
The whole world's got to figure out, because it's not going to stop there, okay?
I'm
That's
more worried about China than America.
okay. Oh, okay. Well, okay. I asked you, okay? If you want to reshore these jobs, okay, and your wages are 5 to 8 times higher than China, how do you actually compete to sell things on price?
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
It's
Yeah, I
silence.
don't.
Come on, man.
I don't.
Come
I
on.
don't know. I don't have all the answers. I'm not
No,
trying
no, no,
to
no,
pretend I
no,
do.
no, 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 no. You said on them videos, and that mean well, it's because you're a woman, okay? So now
Mm.
you saying that I don't give you a chance to actually explain yourself. I'm asking you a direct question. How do you solve for this problem?
The BGS, you know, this is a hard.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's
It's
not.
not
No,
easy
no,
to
no,
fix.
no, it's not. I mean,
You have. We'd have to take. We'd have to do impossible things, which is
but
take down the standard and the quality of life, or you'd have to have everybody live in a boxable home. Everybody would have to take their standard of living down,
yeah, okay, that's
and
one
people
way.
would have to. Yeah, they would have to, and that's not going to happen.
Okay,
Everything's up in the ante, up in the ante.
if it's not going to happen, okay, how do you compete? How does a capitalist company compete in selling products? What would it do? What was the first thing they would do? If you're running a company, okay, how would you compete?
If I was running the country, what I would do
No, no,
is
no,
I would.
no, I said, hold on, a company, not a country, a company.
Mm-hmm.
As a capitalist company, how would you compete in selling products? What was the first thing you would cut?
I would automate. That's obvious. I
You
would definitely
automate, okay,
automate.
okay. What was the
And
first
then I
thing you
would
would
hire
cut?
me some cheap labor from India and China, as far as engineers, some people from the Arab or Nigerians. I would order a whole team of people and I would cycle them in and out.
So what is that going to do for wages in the United States?
You said I'm a capitalist, right? I don't
Mm-hmm.
care. If I'm a capitalist, I don't care.
You don't care, right? What
Mhm.
does
From a
China do?
capitalist.
China has cheap wages. Okay, when they go to a dark factory, what do with the people?
That's what I'm saying. I'm more worried about Chinese. I don't know they got
You
billions.
listen to what I'm saying. Okay,
Okay, let me
stop.
listen.
I know. To think. Okay, I know how you feel about this. I'm not asking you to feel. I'm asking you to think. Okay. I
Hmm.
just said China. China has a dark factory, right? They don't need the people to work in that factory anymore, right? What do they do? What does that company do with the people? They do what?
They fire them.
They cut them, right? They cut them. What's going on right now is we speak, okay? With automation in Amazon just laid off 11,000 workers, okay? Um, what is it? Google laid off 20,000. Microsoft laid off 30,000, okay?
Mhm.
Why do you think they're doing it? It's because AI and automation is coming in, and somebody like AB. Because remember AB when ChatGPT came out, maybe what 3, 4 years ago?
Yeah.
And I said, since you're a programmer, I asked you to test it, okay, and see how viable it was. And AB says I can write the same code 5 or 6 times faster than I could without it, okay.
Hmm.
Which is an aid, right? He just has to know what he's doing, ask the right questions, go back and check the code and put in his variables, right? Okay,
Yep.
that's
Right.
basically what he does, right? Okay,
Mhm.
so if I'm a capitalist and AB can actually write the same code by himself, where it took 5 to 10 programs, what am I actually going to do? Save money.
Yeah.
I'm going to let go the programmers, right? Okay.
Mhm.
In
Let-
other
So to
words,
let-
be so to be clear, you saying you would let AB go and just take the
no, no,
program.
no, 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 no.
No, they're
A,
going to keep downsize it.
in other
Hold
words,
on,
okay.
Wayne. Hold on.
In other words, if, normally to write code, okay, especially an application, right? It takes anywhere, depending on how big the app is, anywhere from good God, what is it, 50 to 100 programmers to write an application in a big company, okay? Okay, what if I only
Depends on
need
the size of the program,
depends on yeah,
and
yeah,
also it also depends more than likely on the size of the database.
yeah.
And how many people how many users you have on that database or how many customers you have on that
Eh, eh,
database.
Yeah. So in other words, if I can substitute 4 out of 5 of those people with AI, uh, what happened, and keep the price basically the same, or even lower the
Lower.
price a little bit, right?
Lower. Okay, lower.
I mean, people will pay for same. All people want is the product. They don't care about what it costs. Okay, where you lower the price or raise the price. Okay, if you keep the price the same and give them a better experience, right? All the extra money goes in my pocket.
Hmm.
And right now, what China is doing is actually, what China's doing. He just told you about the house, right? Instead of building a house for 400,000, $300,000 or $400,000, okay, um, you build a house for 50,
Hmm.
okay, and you use a dark factory actually assemble the, basically build the pieces, okay. What
Yeah,
happens to the people?
that's the home. That's the.
What happens to the construction crews, the home builders, all
Hmm.
the other folks, all the big supply chain that supplied all this stuff, all the materials that build this house? Normally, it takes a house. It takes what, at least what, a year to build a house and round it out. Normally, okay, and
Hmm.
with a crew of about what, at least 20 people.
Yep.
What if, what if you say you can find, say you're a couple, right? Just a man and a woman, right? And you want to save money, okay? You can buy you can actually buy one of those affordable houses for 8 grand, or you can actually buy one for 15 grand that's double the size, okay? So we talk
Hmm.
about a 500 square, which about average size of an average apartment, about 500 square feet, right? Okay. You actually put that down, pay $15,000, or and basically instead of paying what for the same house, 250.
Hmm.
Well, 450 right now, close to 500,000 now.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so in other words, not only do you cut the price, but also what do? You cut out the people. What do you do with the people? That which is why Klaus Schwab and Forth and them say you have to put the people on welfare, which is the UBI, as you can figure out what to do with them.
Our country's not going to be able to do that.
Why?
People will lose incentive to do anything. What is there? Some kind of rat? What is there? Rat? There's a
Monstertopia.
yeah, and people got angry, anxious, sorry as hell, and no good
Okay.
as a result of being given
O-
everything to survive.
Okay. What's their alternative?
Riot. Take to the streets. Is that
They,
the
they,
alternative
they
you
they
want?
could
Right?
riot to straight to streets. Okay, they can do that.
They
Okay.
could do that. But what is
Okay.
the alternative, May? That's the biggest question since there's no option. And you know, one thing, be just I hear from
Hmm.
these same so-called people that come to conservatives saying that I don't want no UPI. I don't want my money go into this, and they dumb as hell
No,
saying
no,
that dumb.
okay. It's not just them that say it. Okay, it's not just
Mhm.
them that say it.
Yeah.
People on the left say the same shit. Okay. The thing is, when you have no choice, what do? You gonna starve to death?
Yeah, and that's what they want. They want
I mean,
some people.
no, no. I'm saying most of your so-called conservatives are actually poor. They live in middle America. They're poor. They don't have
And
all
that's
this money.
that's the truth that's not been discussed.
It doesn't matter what the thing is. What are they going to refuse to money to eat? They rather
No.
starve to death?
If they want to self-preserve, they better
No,
take
no,
that.
no.
Goddamn.
No thing is, I'm asking you. What do you think they're going to do?
They're gonna take that money.
They're going to take that money, okay?
And they're gonna shut the fuck up too.
What are they going to do, okay? If there are no jobs, what are you going to do?
Hmm.
Now you can go off in the middle of nowhere and start over, okay? Build a whole new civilization. You can do that. The thing is to not use AI, okay, or not use these automated machines and go back to a simpler lifestyle. You can do that.
Hmm.
But the thing is, if you actually accept these protocols and accept this stuff that you're bringing in without no controls, this is what you're gonna get.
Hmm.
I have a thought. I look at places people say, oh, Africa, they're third world, they're so backwards, they're savages, people live in the bush, they're
Hmm.
unindustrialized. And this is what
Learn
happens
this.
when you buy
Hold,
this
hold
is
on,
what
hold on,
happens
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
this
Let her
is what
finish.
this is what happens when you buy the white man's Kool-Aid. I'm just saying.
Okay,
Thinking it they're
okay.
thinking it.
That's
I'm
not
just
totally
holding
true.
No,
it.
no, 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 no.
Hold
Let us
on.
finish. Okay, let us know where the period comes in because you keep saying hold
I'm
on. Get
I
what?
just want to make it clear. I just want to make a distinction because we think that the grass is greener, but we didn't realize, or maybe we did, that capitalism eventually will eat itself, that these cycles of ultra modernization, technological, whatever, advancement, at
Okay,
some point we will eliminate ourselves. Maybe Africans are old enough and ancient enough to know what's important and what's real. That's my thought.
okay. How much you know about the continent of Africa and its development?
I don't know everything. I have
Uh,
some,
guess
yeah,
guess
but
guess who does?
I'm sure it's you. I'm
It's
sure
me.
of it.
Okay.
Hmm.
Guess who does? Okay. And guess
Hmm.
who's asking for all this development from the Chinese? iPhones, internet, AI factories. Guess who's asking for it right now?
I know. I see them. I see what is it? The building China, construction building China, construction bank all over Africa all the time.
Guess where the China's Belt and Road started? Okay, started in the East African corridor. Okay, which is something that my group asked the Chinese to do after Gaddafi. Okay, this is a
Building
long.
infrastructure is not bad though, BGS.
I
You
didn't.
got to have a limit.
You're
It's
not
the
listening to
limit.
me.
Hmm.
Once you give human beings a taste of something, okay, a taste, okay, they want what everybody else has.
Exactly.
Yes.
Why does a chick in Uganda in the village living on a dirt floor want an iPhone?
Hmm.
I don't even know. I don't even know. But you
No,
see it on TV. That's all.
because everybody else has one, and once she gets an
Hmm.
iPhone and see what the rest of the world has, especially women, what do they want?
Yeah, that's how it is.
That's the status.
You
They
you
want to
you
be
you you
shown up.
you think that they want to keep their way of life when they see everybody else running away from them and getting all these fancy things and they have these easy jobs, they don't have to struggle.
Oh yeah, I totally get it.
That's They're human just like everybody else, okay?
Hmm.
People saying that Africa will turn it down, I said bullshit. I talked to these people.
I
Yeah.
think they want the infrastructure, but at the same time, I don't think that they want to. They can't even imagine running themselves into to zero. We're running ourselves to zero.
Okay,
No.
okay,
And
okay. This is the thing. Okay, I understand. That's why I said I understand where you are. Okay, you got to remember, I spent 20 years studying this shit. Okay, spent 20 years studying this shit. If you change the environment, what are you actually going to start doing? Changing what? Change the people. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Uh, well, I've done videos on this, right? South Korea, before automation, where it was agrarian, right? They were having the it was like 99% marriage rate, okay, and the fertility rate was seven per woman, right? In
hmm
1960, before they started automating, right? Okay, guess what the marriage rate is now in 2025? Some 65 years later, it's down
I,
in its 40s, okay. Guess
uh,
what the fertility rate is? You should know this because it's very famous about the Korean fertility rate, right? It was seven. What is it now?
shoot, negative, damn near.
No, point 0.7. Well, negative. If you
I
actually go
said
below,
damn near. I said damn near.
if you can't, well, you can't go negative birth rate
No, you
because
can't go negative. No, it's true.
okay. When they say negative birth rate, that means if you actually
Nobody's having
below,
babies.
you actually below replacement, so they are negative in according to replacement theory. Okay. But thing is, they're at point 0.7, okay, in 60 years because you changed the environment. Yeah, the 4B movement, when women are actually refusing to marry or date or have babies, okay. In 60 years, you change the way they think things, the way they do things. In 60 years, because you change the environment. If you change the environment, you change the people.
I don't know if I'm pre. I don't know if I'm too fast moving with this, but I'm just so curious. What do you think the solution is to all this automation and people basically making themselves useless through technology? What do you think?
Oh,
Is it UBI or people need to regress? We go back to Handmaid's Tale? Like, what is the.
eventually, you're going to have to transition. That's what singularity is. You're going to have to merge with your machines. That some people don't like. Okay, but the thing is that's your only option. Okay, you're going to have to accept the chip. You're going to have to accept that your babies have to be born in an incubator instead of through a woman's womb. Okay, they're going to have to be wired from the very beginning with AI and with the internet in their brains already. It's the only way you're going to actually merge with the infrastructure, which is what they're talking about already. But no, but the thing is, nobody really wants to hear it right now. The thing is, that's your only option. But they talk about uh, human beings 2.0, right? Which is in an incubator with what is it, 20% more brain space, okay? Because you only use 6% of your brain, right? 6% of your brain matter, because the rest of your brain matter actually runs your body. Okay, what if you actually increase your intelligence tenfold by adding more brain matter to your body, to the same body, and then inputting uh, nodes to actually attach you to the AI and the internet. This is what they were
Wow.
talking about, huh?
I just said, wow. I wasn't expecting you to go science fiction. I was expecting you to say
You got
that
your
No,
camera,
maybe.
educated
no,
people.
the
You got your
movies
camera
talk
on.
about this. The movies talk about this, man.
Edu-
Have you been attention to their similar message with the movies? Even the
Which
Matrix
movie?
was
Which movie?
no, all movies since the 80s. We can even go as far as the
No, no,
70s, but
you you can go
let's
back.
stay
You can
with
go.
the
You
80s.
can go back to the 50s. Okay, they've been talking about this since the 50s. Okay, what do you think the Matrix was about? What do you think the Terminator was about?
Yeah, I saw the machines and I saw all of that, but it was conflict with humans, you know? Humans was like, it's either us or you. It's a us or you. You talking about merging the two to survive. I'm like, ooh. Mm.
The Matrix. What did they do? They merged the two, right?
Mm.
Some scientists said there are nanoparticles in the jab,
Uh,
Yes,
they are
and
never.
correct,
Yeah, they
correct.
and
are.
Correct.
that have Bluetooth signals
No, they don't.
to control people
No.
About that now.
No.
are
That's not true.
are
No,
similar.
no, that's not true.
And
That's not true.
and
Yeah, I don't know
who
about
was
all
the
that. I
who
don't
was
know
the
about
biggest
all that.
who was the biggest player in the jab? The biggest player in the jab was not a doctor, but the biggest player in the jab was Bill Gates.
Yeah.
I've heard this.
Oh,
I
okay,
heard that.
okay.
What about Bill Gates?
How much you know about the jab? Because I had 4 PhDs working on this. Well, how much you know about the jab?
Not a whole lot.
I know way more than I should. Okay. Well,
Mm.
the jab was simply an answer to actually get people back to work. Okay. It's because the COVID was such a devastating disease. Okay. And when they shut down the economy, okay, they had to verify people who actually come back to work. Okay, the last thing that Pfizer wants to do is put a nanoparticle with Bluetooth in the jab. Okay, you know what the kind of lawsuits they would actually get by doing some
Mhm.
bullshit like that?
No, they
Especially
made
No, no, no,
they
no,
made
no,
it they made it illegal to file a lawsuit
no, 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 no,
against
no,
the
no,
jab.
no, 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 no,
Yes, they
no,
did.
no. Okay, dude. Okay, if you put something unregulated like a Bluetooth nanoparticles in a jab, okay, you're
Hmm.
gonna get sued out of existence. Okay.
Not if they make it illegal.
No, dude. You can't put that shit in there, okay?
Wait, they can't just make it illegal. What are you talking about?
No,
They can't just
They
they
made
can't
it
just
they
snap
made it
their fingers
illegal.
and make that
no,
illegal.
Yes,
no,
they did.
no, they did not. All they said is if you have a contra effect of the jab, which you would have, right? It's
Right.
basically untested, right? Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
If you have a bad effect and people die from that shit, they're gonna sue you, right? That's what they were actually protected from.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. Okay.
So I don't know where you get the thing where you can't sue them if you put Bluetooth nanoparticles in.
No, I didn't. I never said that. I said what you just articulated.
They would. I tell you why they wouldn't do it. They would get
Right.
sued out of existence. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
not just by United States, but also, with Europeans would actually eliminate them. Man,
Yeah.
they could never sell anything
Yeah,
ever again.
that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen. They would not. Even if one person came up and they had Bluetooth nanoparticles from a jab in their blood system, that would be enough. Okay,
Oh yeah.
they're not
Yo,
going to risk trillions of dollars over some bullshit like that. They're not. Okay.
that's
Oh,
facts, BGS. That's facts.
I'm asking, would you risk that doing some bullshit like that with your company?
Well,
me?
BGS,
No, no, no. I'm
oh
asking
my
him.
bad, my bad.
Would you risk?
Somebody else was about to talk. My
Would you
fault, my
risk
fault.
billions of dollars a year on some bullshit that nobody asked for?
You talking to me?
Yes, you.
Oh, of course I wouldn't.
Exactly. That's why they
Yeah.
didn't. That's why it's not in there. Okay. Go
Okay.
ahead, bro.
BGS, I was going to say at my old job, I used to be in Zoom meetings
Hmm.
with Pfizer execs.
Okay.
But the thing is, I wasn't on at the time. This was back in like 2020, 2021, 2022.
2021. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's when the jab came out.
I wasn't dealing with the vac stuff in my
Hmm.
department. I was dealing with like people in research studies and
Yeah.
people with
Yeah.
like giving their samples to the laboratory.
Yeah.
So I wasn't so I could so everything BGS is saying is facts. But
Hmm.
the reason I can't speak to it because I worked in the same warehouse as people that like with Pfizer that
Yeah.
deal with the vaccines and
Yeah.
yada yada.
Yeah.
But that wasn't my
Okay.
department. Like I
Okay.
dealt
Okay.
with,
Okay.
I didn't deal with yeah. So I really can't. I
I
would
have
be just speculating. So go ahead,
have
BGS. My bad.
one guy that worked for Searle, okay, which is Don Calypso, right? Nicole Ali worked for what is it a hospital here, right? She's a genetic engineer, okay? That's what she does. She actually develops a genes to actually fight cancer, right? She broke that shit down to me, right?
Hmm.
Okay, what the jab does is they take the spike protein in nanoparticles, right? Which is a nanoparticle, right? Spike protein, right?
Right.
They separate. they actually make those and stick them in your arm
Mm.
to cause a immune response. Okay, that's why if they give it to you wrong, the nanoparticles go replicate in your heart, in your lungs, in your brain. Okay, that's why some people actually damages or kills. That's why it had to be protected. It's actually gonna kill some people, right? They know that. But the thing is, how do you actually guarantee people come back to work and don't have that bullshit called the COVID, which they help cause? COVID was actually done to actually eliminate people on the continent, actually mimic what is it malaria. That's what it does. Okay, that's what it's supposed to do. Guess who's immune to malaria and who's not?
Yeah, I
I
never
think I
got
think
it.
I'm immune to malaria. I never got malaria.
Okay,
No,
well,
I
see,
got malaria,
okay,
Well,
most
you
and I'm
got it?
immune.
Oh shit, my bad. Salute
mo-
to you
No,
for
I'm
being
listen,
alive, bro.
listen.
You blessed. You blessed, bro.
no,
Shout
What
out
and
to you.
what I'm
you can get it, but the thing is, it's not going to kill you, okay? Because you
Hmm.
are black. Most black people are actually not immune to malaria, but the thing is they're resistant to malaria, okay? Most black
I know
people
I'm
are.
saying, I got malaria when I was in India, and I probably was exposed to it in West Africa. And I got malaria pretty bad. I thought I was gonna croak. But when COVID came, it did
Hmm.
not affect me at all. I didn't get any sickness. I didn't get any shots. I didn't take no nothing, and
Yeah,
nothing happened to me. So I think malaria might have protected me or
it
something,
did.
maybe.
It did. It's because
Damn, you got malaria, girl. You girl.
it's
Shout
very
out to you. You man, you a strong woman. Shout out, man.
malaria is very common in
If you
sub-Saharan.
travel,
Yeah, if you travel
I ain't know that.
sub-Saharan. Yeah,
BGS. I don't be traveling like that. I ain't know that. My
I
bad.
know.
I ain't know that.
That's why we're trying to tell you. Okay, it's very
Yeah.
Hmm.
common. Okay, but the thing is, that's what it was for. That's why they did it. Okay, and that's what happened. So nanoparticles, as far as Bluetooth nanoparticles, come on, man.
No, I said that's just what I heard. I'm not.
I
I'm not.
know.
I'm
I
not sure.
Hmm.
Everybody hears a whole bunch of stuff, man. You can't. You got to take everything with a
Don't
grain of
take
salt and
everything
actually
you hear.
research that. Yeah. So people. The thing is, and AB knows it. People don't know exactly how much we actually read and study with this
Hmm.
stuff. Okay, we have to keep up.
Yeah, I give you that. You read the studies. I give you that, BGS. You do. Your attention span is way longer than mine's. You do read the studies in depth, and you present all the data in context. So I do appreciate that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do, but guess who doesn't?
Well, yeah. 80% of men.
No,
Eighty
no, no,
percent of
no,
men
no,
don't.
No, no, no,
no,
no.
no, no. The government doesn't like me doing
Oh
this.
well,
I can
yeah,
tell you,
well,
okay?
yeah, that
And you
too. Yeah, of
and
course.
YouTube
Yeah.
doesn't like me doing this. So that's how come a lot of stuff I can't do in open air on in public. I have to do behind the wall on Patreon. Okay.
so none of your people are so shocked that you did what you said. I guess they've heard this from you before when you said half human or part human, part machine. Nobody's shocked. Right?
They probably have heard me before, but I'm not. I didn't just get it from nowhere. Basically, um, this is accumulated knowledge. But I heard about um, the nano filaments going into the brain from Sir Charles on was it Coast to Coast back in '95. Okay,
Hmm.
they were doing it with rats back then. Okay, so they've evolved in the last 30 years about how to put in brain. Elon Musk is at the forefront of doing that.
Wait, BGS. When you say nanoparticles, do you mean
Na-
just kind of like the biological equivalent of like
no,
nanotechnology?
no, no, no.
Like,
These are not
or
these are not biological. These are they're trying to convert it to biological because
yeah, I don't know what the word. I don't know what the correct word is.
yeah.
They're technological.
They're actually silicon.
Right. They're computer chips.
Yeah, or they're computer chips and and wires.
So
Okay.
it's almost like the robotic version of basically stem cells and how they develop.
No,
Like
no, no.
you
Remember Neo coming out of the Matrix, out of the tube with the little things in his head and
oh,
stuff
when he
like that.
still was plugged in,
It
when
was
he had
plugged
the
in.
yeah.
That's what we're talking about. This hardware, okay?
Okay.
And it's just a
Yeah, my
piece
bad.
of
I'm just catching up to y'all as far as the nanoparticle stuff. I'm
the
honestly
the,
just
the
yeah.
nanoparticles would actually go in your blood, okay? The
Okay.
nanoparticles, the nanoparticles and stuff like that will actually go into your blood and then
Also, also,
and
Oh,
modify
okay,
your
okay.
body. Go ahead.
also, they had a scene on the Matrix, where he was laying there and you had tubes going into him, feeding him.
Yeah, yeah. How do you keep them alive?
Yeah,
How you feed the body?
right.
Yeah, remember the tube that's going down his throat?
Yep.
That's
Yeah, the
that's
one scene. Yeah, the
yeah,
one scene. I
that's
forget the
the
scene in the Matrix. It
yeah.
was either was it him or Cyrus or whoever it was when he was still plugged in. They had to pull the thing out of his throat, or maybe that was Neo. That was Neo, I
Yeah,
think, right?
Neo, remember when Neo woke up inside the Matrix and saw reality? It was actually in a capsule, okay? And he was choking. Actually, pulled the feeding tube out of his throat.
Yeah, yeah. I thought he was about to die in that
Oh
joint.
yeah,
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 and he threw up.
he threw up. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
yeah. That scene.
yeah. He
Yeah.
said,
He's
it,
about to what they say he's about. Morpheus said
he-
he's about to.
oh no! In other words, when it's actually talking to Morpheus, right? And he showed him what the Matrix looked like, right? And he
Yeah,
said, and what's his name said he's about to blow. He
yeah,
couldn't handle
yeah.
reality. Okay, he actually threw
Right,
up. Okay,
right.
said, remember stuff said peace and blessings to the master teacher for dealing with pedestrians. Buy some tacos. I heard that.
Tacos.
I love me some Taco Tuesday.
But May is our special guest, May. So you say you didn't get what you want out. This is your time to get what you want out. Okay.
Mm, I'm not gonna be able to do it. I'm gonna have to still do my presentation. But what I do want to say to AB and you is that y'all were not understanding. I was at the terrorist level, and y'all just did not want to hear me. That's all I was trying
What
to
does
say.
that mean at the terrorist level? Okay, give us an overview of what the terrorist
You
level
know what
looks
I
like.
mean? Y'all try
No, I
to say
don't.
I'm on the first floor
You're on the
and
fourth
I'm on the
floor.
fourth floor. No,
I
no, no.
I just gave you concept you hadn't even heard about.
I'm learning from you, like I
Wait,
always
I
she
do.
but
on
I
what
learn from you.
floor?
but
She a
but
terrorist? What?
she the top the terrace, the top level. Okay,
Right.
looking down
Yo,
at us,
May,
right?
please
Looking.
don't make me call the cops on you, May. Please don't make me call the cops.
What I'm saying is I'm spoon feeding you this information that you never heard of. Okay.
That puts you
I
on the first
appreciate it.
floor.
And you're
I
telling me
appreciate it.
that you're and the floor is above me. How's that happen?
Now you know that's not what I'm doing, BGS. That is not what I'm doing.
That's what you just
That
said.
no, when I was talking about education, let me make a distinction. I'm learning from you about AI. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning from you about how human history will change
Mm-hmm.
under technology advancements and
Mm-hmm.
all these other. I'm learning that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
interested in that. And
Okay,
as I told you,
okay,
as I
Okay.
okay.
told
Let her. Hey. Let her finish. This is her
as
time. Okay.
and I admit, and I told AB, I'm humble. I admit I'm brand new to all of this.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know what AI was until that young man, like I told you, I was working with. He shocked me into a whole new world. And that was less than a year ago. Okay. So I'm new. So I'm not talking about that part. The part I'm talking about, this terrorist
Mm-hmm.
level, is I'm saying that AI needs to be embraced. And I'm saying it can be a crutch, it can be a bridge, or it can be a tool.
Oh, it
A-
can be. Okay.
But
Okay.
that's not
right.
learning. That's
Hold
dictating.
on. Hold on.
Okay.
How will most people actually use it, though, man?
Huh?
How will most people use it?
As a crutch.
Like, well, like 80% of them, right?
In
Especially
America. In
uh,
America.
any place in the world. Okay, they gonna use it. They're all human. They all do the
The
same thing.
Chinese are not using it as a crutch. They're using it as a bridge to a higher
No,
level
the
and
thing
more
is,
development.
gotta remember, Chinese school system is very controlled. Okay,
Okay.
very controlled. They control for this kind of stuff. Okay.
Well, y'all were dragging me because I said that I believe that a lot of this stuff, part of our evolution, we're gonna have to evolve in what we value in education. And I'm standing on that at the terrorist level. Now that other stuff I'm in the basement, but this I'm
Okay.
standing on.
The thing is, the thing is, uh, you just learned about it, right? Okay. I was actually dealing with this during COVID with my grandson. And teachers like you trying to teach this stuff, and they're trying to implement this stuff into an educational program, right? Okay, half that shit didn't work.
I don't think that none of us are sophisticated enough as teachers to even teach it. Um, we're most of us are not technologically savvy. Most teachers.
Yes, yes. So
Okay, so we're the last ones that can be. It's gonna have to be experts that teach kids
How y'all
about
not
AI
technologically savvy?
because
because they're
most
old. They're old,
because
man.
no,
No, man,
I,
I'm talking about you.
no,
You
no, no,
know,
no.
you work the iPhone
Hey, hey,
every
hey, hey,
day.
hey, 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 hey. Calm
I'm,
down,
I'm,
okay?
I'm playing around. My bad.
I
My
know, I
bad.
know. This is her time, okay?
Oh yeah, no, May. I'm sorry. Go ahead,
You
May. I'm
sound like
sorry.
you in the parking lot, dude.
No,
Go
no,
ahead.
no. No, he's not in Parker. I can tell that he's not.
Yeah, no, I'm chilling. I'm about to go to sleep. But no,
Okay.
No, May.
What?
Go ahead. My bad. I'm sorry. I ain't mean to
You
cut
must
you
be
off.
Ed's cousin. You Ed's cousin.
No, I don't know. But anyway, I
Girl,
don't.
bye.
Yeah, I know. That's black women. They try to move the field. Okay.
I'm focused. I'm focused, BGS. I'm focused. I'm focused.
In other words, I had to go through this with my grandson in 2020, right? Where they try
Mhm.
to implement this kind of crap. Okay. Most of this shit doesn't work. Okay. Had to remove all of that stuff. Go back to basics because he wasn't learning. He wasn't learning. Okay.
What does A stand for in AI?
Artificial.
It comes from the Latin word artifice, meaning
Yeah,
a trick.
artificial, artificial.
It comes from the Latin word artifice, meaning a trick or a deception. A human body can't exist on fake food. Artificial
And
means fake.
we exist on fake food all the time. That's not true.
Yeah, it's called
No, no,
processed food.
no. You can't. Yeah, you can exist. You're right. But you can't thrive.
Okay. Okay.
Then what you
Okay.
eat?
Okay. Do you live in a city?
Of course.
Okay. How much of stuff that surrounds you is not artificial?
Oh, very little.
Okay. Very
Yeah.
little. The foods that we eat, okay, that we
Right.
grow,
Right.
okay,
Right.
they didn't exist 100 years ago.
Right.
They're hybrids.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And that's why America's gone to hell, gone to the trash.
Okay. 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 I'm gonna let you have that opinion, man. I'm not even gonna argue it. Okay. I'm not even
No,
gonna
that's
argue
that's a
that.
fact.
No, it's not a fact. It's not a
Kids are
fact.
killing each other. Is that not true?
Okay. Have you gone down to Juarez, Mexico?
Who is this with the creepy
No.
dolls? What is this?
Educated Pookie. All right, you guys, stop, knock it off.
What
If you
is
guys
that?
keep it up, I'm gonna drop you. Okay, stop. Okay.
My bad, BGS. My bad.
No,
No, I was enjoying the
I hadn't been.
conversation. My fault. My
Eh,
fault. Go
eh,
ahead. My bad. My bad. My bad.
I hadn't
you
been to
know,
Juarez.
eh,
We
eh,
we try to focus on what BG is talking about.
wh-
Anyway, go ahead.
why are kids killing each other?
Self
Yeah,
hatred. Black kids.
Because they're lost, BGS.
no, they're
That's
not
why.
lost. What
Black
what is
kids.
what is the biggest reason that people kill each other? Okay, in large numbers, it's called crime. Okay, to
Right.
survive. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Wait,
Right.
Okay.
BGS. You know my opinion on this? My
Mm-hmm.
opinion is most of the men, regardless of race, let's just lump in the lower people that are in the most violent crimes in America, right?
Mm-hmm.
The common denominator between those men
Mm-hmm.
is number one, they don't know how to communicate, whether
Mm-hmm.
that's because their mom didn't raise them right and they didn't know how to read but beyond the second grade reading level or
Mm-hmm.
yada yada yada.
It's
Okay.
actually third
And
grade.
second off, even if they know how to emotionally communicate and they
Mm-hmm.
have some intelligence, like some emotional intelligence, they're in certain situations where they get pressed to act tough or press somebody. So you could be in a situation where you might be like, if nobody was looking, you might shake the dude's hand and be like, "Yo, my bad, bro. I was tripping. I didn't mean to step on your sneaker. I was going through drama and this and that, and I was drunk at the bar, and I was trying to break up a fight, and I stepped on your shoe and pushed you out the
Okay.
way. I didn't even know whatever." But when they see other people around, they
Uh-huh.
get amped up.
Yeah.
Their ego is
Okay.
pressured, so they're like, "Damn, I have to be like an alpha male. I have to fight." So it's a lot of dudes that get into physical altercations
Yeah.
that I think if they could have have an aside and have a 5 minute debriefing or whatever
Yeah.
you call it,
Mm-hmm.
they wouldn't even fight because they would communicate. But again, a lot of black men, they don't have
Okay.
that level of basic
Okay.
communication, so they
Okay.
go straight to violence. But
Okay.
go ahead,
Let me
BGS. Go
ask
ahead.
you. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Okay.
In my opinion,
No,
go
no.
ahead,
I'm gonna
BGS.
ask you this.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You have what? 20 million black males in America. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
How many?
Yeah, sounds about right.
How
Yeah.
many black males actually die every year? Get murdered every year.
BGS.
I
I don't think
answer the question.
BGS.
There's a
No, I agree with you. No,
there's a reason.
I'm no.
Hey. There's a reason I'm
I
asking this.
huh?
Stop avoiding it.
Oh, my bad. What, say that. Say it
How
one more
many
time. My bad.
black men get murdered every year?
How many as a percentage or raw number?
No. Raw number.
Uh, less than 6,000 a year.
Okay. Out of 20 million black males? Okay.
Yeah,
No,
no, exactly.
you know.
BGS, you're
Hey,
good. You're on point. I love this. Oh, my bad. Go ahead. My
Hey,
bad. My fault. My fault.
that means black males don't kill each other like that. Okay.
Exactly. That's my
What's the
point.
number? What's the number?
But the point,
BGS,
6,000.
less than 1% of black. Oh,
less than 0.1% of black
yeah,
males actually die violently.
thank
Okay?
you, BGS. This is what I try to tell black conservatives like fantastic.
They don't
So
know.
I agree with you. Keep
They don't
cooking.
know.
You
why are you
cooking.
beating these dudes up? They're dumb as fuck.
No, BGS. No, I'm saying BGS. I've brought up the same point to
Okay.
black conservatives, and they kicked me off the panel.
Of course.
I'm glad that someone else is bringing this. No, BGS, keep cooking. I agree. Keep going.
Okay. If black males and black community was that violent, black women would not go out at night. Okay.
Thank you. Yo,
you go
yes,
you go
exactly.
if you go to Nigeria, okay, women don't go out alone at night. Why? Because it's too violent. Okay. You don't live in that kind of country. You don't live in that environment. Okay?
Exactly.
Okay. Them same dudes will not walk to the favelas in Brazil. Okay. Because they don't have that kind of they're not built like that. Okay. They're not built for that kind of violence. Okay. In fact, my guy, he actually works for Delta, right? Okay. When that plane lands, they have to have security guards. In
Brazil.
in Nigeria. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, in Nigeria. Oh yeah, you got to cover your bases.
To escort them to a protected hotel. Okay, we don't live like that.
They should do that.
Even the worst ghetto, we don't live like that. Okay.
Yeah.
We don't live like that.
Now that's facts. Even dudes like me and Joey from Philly, we don't deal with that.
Nobody. America. That's why American women complain about violence and all that kind of stuff. They don't deal with 1% of what most women in the world actually deal with. Okay.
Exactly. BGS. They have random dudes on the street that will throw their life away to save their life.
Yeah, they do.
Even if the girl goes back to the boyfriend anyway and forgives them in 5 minutes,
right, yeah.
That dude that simp will still throw his life away and try. Yeah,
that's
exactly.
What Dr. T calls it pit bulling because we're trained to. Okay.
Yeah.
I hate you so much right now. I hate you so much right now.
What I'm trying to do is May says I'm trying to weave together a picture for you. Okay.
Yeah.
to actually see the whole picture. You know, the upsides and the downsides. I'm not saying AI will not be useful. It will be. The thing is, it's also dangerous. Musk said the exact same thing. You got to keep this shit on a leash.
Well, yeah, BGS. Like I read
Oh
an
my gosh,
article
weren't you supposed to
No,
today.
do
let
that?
him let
Oh,
let
my bad.
no, let him finish. What's the question you wanted to ask? Okay, go
He's
ahead.
I was just going
excited.
to ask you, BGS, the article about that company that was doing AI research, and the AI started blackmailing the people that work for the company.
That was, if you look it up,
Yeah,
I think it was
yeah.
I think it was Yahoo, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it
I
was
think
one.
okay,
Yeah, I
but
seen it. It
but
was
but
maybe it was earlier this morning. Yeah,
that's not the first one. A lot of these AIs actually going off the rails,
yeah.
right? And they don't want to. They think that they're alive. Okay.
But I think in the
Hey, hey,
recent
hey,
one,
hey,
he
hey,
tried to
hey, hey,
kill
hey,
the
hey.
employee. Though
Let me.
the AI
No,
tried to set up the employee to harm him physically.
he didn't try to kill him. But the thing is, he wanted to
Well,
live. Okay.
yeah,
And
well,
I want
yeah,
to introduce him to Jalen.
actually he actually locked the employee out of his own system. That's what happened.
yeah.
He
Oh, yeah,
needs
you're right. Yeah,
That's
no,
what
You
that's
happened.
what
said
I'm
me,
Okay.
saying. The
Jalen?
AI, yeah.
One time. Okay.
You said something, May?
Now I was
Okay,
saying
you
this
could
Wait,
go.
guy
My
he needs
bad,
to
chaos.
come on, man. Got to
this guy needs
fall
to
back a little
meet
bit.
Jalen. That's all I was saying. Jalen.
Who is Jalen?
Jalen, he's hanging around. He's hanging around Black YouTube.
Who is he?
He's very similar personality. They would get along well. That's what I was saying.
Okay. We have no
Okay.
idea who Jalen is. Okay, you brought him
Y'all
in
Yeah,
don't.
here.
me
Yeah,
neither.
somebody know who Jalen is. They'll
And
take
we
you
ask
to
you.
jail.
You know who Jalen is. Who is Jalen? Okay. What's
Yeah,
he
this
do?
is Johnny.
He claims he's the manosphere, but he's
So
different.
is he a content creator or just a
Yeah,
commentator?
I wouldn't call him that.
So
He's
what does he do?
he's he's a character just like this guy. That's all.
Oh, there's a bunch
I'm
of
being a
characters in
smart
there.
ass. Let me just leave it alone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my gosh.
No, you don't like when we do to you, do you?
No, May, I like that. You,
I know she does.
May.
Well, we,
No,
we,
the only
hey,
reason I didn't laugh because I was smoking. No, the
hey.
only reason I didn't laugh because I was smoking in the background. But you cooked me,
What
May.
are you
Keep going.
what are you smoking, man?
I'm not a bad sport. But
What are you smoking, man?
it's
Bro.
loud. I don't know what strand it is.
Oh my
Now it makes
Wait.
That's
It's
now it
a.
makes
It's
sense.
crazy.
not
Now
an
it makes sense.
indica.
you're not
Yeah,
oh
okay.
It's a
Now it makes
sativa.
sense.
It's
Now
a
it makes sense.
sativa.
And
No,
you,
I'm just saying.
are you an
No,
Aquarius?
it's legal. It's legal in my state. I got this
I'm
from a
not, I'm not saying
dispensary. It's legal. It's
it doesn't
legal.
matter. It doesn't matter. You're on
Huh?
something right now. Okay, calm down, man. Calm down a
yeah,
Yeah.
little bit. Okay.
yeah, sit down.
No, May
Yeah.
cooked me. She was
Hey,
cooking. Now let her keep
dude.
talking. She was
Dude,
cooking me.
calm down. Okay.
My bad. My bad,
Thank you.
BGS. My bad. My fault.
Thank you. I know. Go eat something, man.
Low impulse control.
No, he's altered right now. Okay.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm chilling. Yo,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
And
because some of my friends in the group chat, we was chilling, and I was supposed to go to the bar tonight. So
I
okay.
it's a
wish you'd
lot.
have
Yeah,
went then.
my bad, my fault,
All right.
BGS.
What the
No,
thing
he know
is,
what it is. He an elder. He know what it is. Go ahead,
we're not
BGS.
in an
My bad.
open club. Okay. This is actually a closed environment. You can't talk over people like that. Okay. You have to have impulse control, please. Okay.
Hmm.
No. Now, like we were saying about these studies that they're actually doing on these kids, okay? Everything that we're saying that we thought would happen is happening, okay? You can't give these young kids all this AI, okay? You have to actually develop their minds, otherwise it will actually not develop at all.
Yep.
Or why send them to school if you're going to do that? Doesn't make sense.
There's another danger here that a
Mm.
lot of people don't talk about. And this is when, you know, how they use the example of the horse and buggy going to the, after industrialization, going to the automobile.
Right.
What doesn't get talked about a lot is, like, take that transition from the horse and buggy to the automobile.
Right.
For the user as well as the manufacturer, there was an increase in complexity. So therefore, the humans had to, rise up to that complexity cognitively in order to make that system work.
Right.
So there was growth there.
Hmm.
And we find this even with computer generated art, whether you're rendering on paper, now you're going to CG, now it requires some technical skill.
Right.
Because now you got programming and now you need more mathematics to render images without the machine doing it by itself.
Hmm.
However, with AI, there is no labor replacing what is being taken away.
Right.
This is the problem that I have.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest issue. So what are we gaining?
Can you
What?
say that again? Can you say that one more time?
Okay.
There's nothing, there's no labor being taken. How can you say
Yes,
that?
And,
Say that
and
because
again?
with
there's no labor replacing in
the old
another
labor.
the old labor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the new labor usually require more cognitive load.
Yes.
So it takes more and it takes more systems to
And
build a
newer
single cog.
newer skills, newer labor skills, that kind of stuff,
Exactly.
right? But guess what AI does? Doesn't
AI
need.
doesn't do that. It
Yeah.
regresses.
It regresses. Yeah.
Yep.
You don't. So whatever, it's actually accelerates faster than you. So
Hmm.
by the time you get to have that skill, like driving the Uber or a cab or something like that, okay, has already beaten you there. It's going to replace
Exactly.
you within a year.
Oh, he's cooking. He's cooking. Yeah,
So
y'all
Okay,
cooking. Y'all cooking. I'm
okay.
glad I muted up. Y'all cooking. You're basically
Okay.
saying that the rate that AI learns at is so exponentially
yes,
faster than
yes, yeah,
humans
yeah.
that it's going to get to a
Eh,
point
eh,
where AI learns a certain job faster and more efficiently
eh,
than
eh,
the average
and
human can learn it.
and
Basically,
the thing is, you have all these systems
yeah.
connected. So what one AI system doesn't know, you actually get from another one because it's
Exactly.
connected.
Yeah. And so that's why I was saying the other day that as an educator, I recognize that the system, the educational system we have is already flawed. It's really outdated. It's been outdated. And all I'm saying is we need to be using AI as a tool to help us go to the next level. And no, your brain is not going to be as smart as AI, and you have to know and accept your limitations, but use it for what it's worth. And let's stop wasting time. That was my point.
The thing is, all the studies that they've done on that uh, points a different direction. Okay,
Hmm.
they've already studied this
What
stuff.
studies? What? No, I don't know. I think you're thinking maybe more
No, 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 no,
futuristic than
no,
I am.
no, no, no,
You are. You're
no,
thinking
no.
you're thinking
Okay,
way ahead. You're
no,
thinking some
no,
Wakanda stuff. I'm
no,
not
no,
thinking that. I'm talking
no.
about
We're talking about five
Wakanda.
years. We're not talking about
I'm
Wakanda
talking about
stuff.
right now. Like I was telling y'all the other
Okay,
day. Let's
okay.
just snatch this Spanish out, right? And let's leave that alone and let them use the tools to learn how to navigate. Somebody on AD Media, it was irritating me today because they was talking about this topic and they were like, well, there could be 60 different versions of Spanish. Well, that's the
No,
thing. AI
okay.
can teach, AI is smart enough. It can learn all 60 and it can speak for you, translate for you in that particular Cuban Spanish or Puerto Rican Spanish. Hey, I can do that. You ain't gonna learn but one generic ass Spanish.
But
That's what I'm
May,
Now,
saying.
do you see the problem?
let her finish. Let her finish.
Okay.
Finish your thought,
Well,
man.
that's the main thing. I just want to say that we got to look at it like how could we use it today? Stop wasting 2 years learning some generic language you probably ain't gonna use, and
And do what with your 2 years?
learn the tools of AI that will help you
Like,
enhance what your goal is, which is to be able to
okay.
navigate language with everybody in the global world,
To
from Chinese to whatever, using AI.
to do what?
Instead of learn one language for two
To do
years, that's my point.
to do what?
You could end up using it to communicate to people, like learning the tools. We have a global world. I travel, you travel, people do internships. They need translators all the time. That's going to eliminate a lot of translators in the school district. A lot of times they have to do, presentations to parents. Now they can put the earplugs on the parents, and the parents can listen to it in their own natural language. Learn
Okay.
how to use the tools of AI to navigate language. Stop wasting time struggling to learn one
Wh-
language for 2 years. That's all I'm saying.
Why do we require foreign language just to go to college?
Because it's outdated,
No, 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 no.
BGS.
No,
No.
I'm asking you why.
It's outdated.
No, you never used it. Why they actually want you to actually learn it?
Mm, that's a good question.
It
I don't
begins with a
actually know.
C,
I
and
don't
I
actually
said
know
it.
why. I don't know why you need it, honestly.
Because it increases your cognitive ability.
Yes,
Everything you're talking about
yes.
is you're reducing. Because I was about to ask you, May, what happens to the cognitive load when you do that? You don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
That's the reason why you learn languages, because it increases your mental ability.
It does. Yeah.
And think about this. Look at the deep say, mate. Before people even reach to college or high school, they at certain high schools they teach you another language because they want to increase that flow. Because the more language you know, the more your brain starts to activate.
And the thing is, can you imagine in a language? Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Can
Y'all
you
are
come?
valuing
Hey,
stuff
hey,
that
hey,
doesn't
hey,
have
hey, hey,
value
hey, hey, hey,
anymore.
hey, hey, hey. We let you talk, did we not?
Okay, I'll be quiet.
Okay. In other words, how do you know what's valuable, man? Well, how do you determine that?
I think what's valuable is it takes less time and you're efficient and you get the desired outcome. That's what's valuable for most
No.
people.
In other words, the desired outcome. You
Yeah,
put
desired
you
outcome.
you you put widget A, turn it into widget B at the end of the assembly line, right?
Nah,
That's what you're saying.
Hmm.
no, I'm not talking about assembly line. I'm saying I want somebody to cut my grass. I don't care how it's cut. I don't care if it's a machine that cuts it. I just need my grass cut 1 inch.
Okay, that's fine. That's
Okay,
fine.
I need my grass cut.
You need your
It could be
grass
a
cut.
robot. It could be a human.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
need
yeah.
my grass cut.
Okay, so what happened to the grass cutter?
Hmm?
What happened to the guy that used to cut your grass?
I'm just asking me for an outcome. That's all I gave.
Mm,
I need my
okay,
grass cut.
most people feel that way. So in other words, if if I need help in say my doing my medical billing, right? Okay, I don't care what it's AI or what.
Right,
Same price as long as they get it done, right?
correct.
So basically, that's what capitalists see, right? Doesn't matter. People don't care. They don't care whether who takes your order on the book when you actually go to Amazon. Okay,
Right, so the value is of the desired outcome.
okay.
And that's what I'm saying. The same thing about language. Don't nobody care if you memorize and speak English or Spanish in your brain. Nobody cares about that. Can you communicate and take my order at this restaurant here right
Okay.
now? Can you be
Okay.
my waiter and my waitress? We got
Okay.
all these Mexicans running around here and don't
Mm,
know them speak English. They refuse, but they will pull out that application and they'll use it to communicate to make some money. We need to train people how to use AI and technology to bridge the divide, to bridge the human brain shortcomings. We need to patch ourselves up with AI is all I'm
no,
promoting.
so you might as well take the probes and put it in your brain, right? Speeds up the
I don't
process.
know about all that. I don't know about all that.
If you're gonna go that far, you might as well go all the way, right?
That's where me and you are different. I think that we need to blend, but I think we need to stay separate. You want to do some kind
Okay.
of
Oh,
merge.
no, okay. I asked Nicole this, back 5 years, almost 5 years ago, right? Humans 2.0 versus 1.0. Going to have a baby. What are you actually going to have? The kid that has the 250 IQ or the kid that has the 85 IQ? Which one you going to have? One's natural, one's augmented. Which one you going to have?
I want the natural kid, me
Okay.
personally.
How's he going to compete against the kid that has this augmented?
If it's survival of the fittest, I would be smarter if I chose the 250. I would be more intelligent by doing that.
Yeah. So in other words, how is your kid
Wow.
going to compete against this has a 100 IQ, somebody that's 2.5 times smarter than he is, and augmented?
That's, right, right. Yeah.
I'm asking, okay?
And he's not going to be competing. He's going to be losing.
Exactly, exactly. So in other words, so the thing is, then dumbing down the kids by doing this is not going to help you compete.
I didn't say dumbing down.
You're going to how can you not dumb them down?
What I was talking about is efficiency, desired outcome. I'm saying I can't keep using the same scenario. Okay, let's do the trigonometry. I'm going to congratulate you, sir. Actually had me researching today. I had to learn what
Oh,
calculus was and what trigonometry was. I ain't never
Hmm.
seen this shit in my life, and
Hmm.
I'll never want to see it. Um, that should have make my brain explode.
it's not that hard, but go on.
Shit, you crazy?
Yeah,
You
all
see
it
them
is.
formulas? You seen them formulas?
We've seen we've done the formulas are nothing. Try the application problems. Okay,
Exactly. It's the application of math. That's where your critical thinking
that's where
comes
your
in.
critical thinking comes in. Try the word problems. Okay,
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't want no parts of that. It was a lot. It made me wonder about myself. I ain't gonna lie.
Anyway, I say, speaking as a person who speaks multiple Romance languages, learning Chinese, there is no substitute for the old-fashioned studying and practicing to build your brain and new neural
Oh,
connections. It's Simmons Delta, and,
um,
and he's got a all his family has PhDs. Okay, according to him.
okay, he's a high IQ. That's good,
Yeah,
but
high
look at what
earning,
he's
high
valuing.
IQ guy. So what?
But look at what he's valuing. See, y'all look to talk about feelings. How much of this is feelings and not efficiency? Let's look at that. How much of this is feelings?
Okay.
He feels it's more valuable to do this and that because these are
Now that
traditional things. Y'all listen. This is why the educational system has
How,
not
how do
changed
you
in
how do you
America.
how do you know
This
his
is why.
feelings? How do you know his
yes,
feelings?
it's not feelings.
Because
How
it's
do you know
not
his
based on
feelings?
logic. It's not based on
Yes, it is.
efficiency.
Yes, it is.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
yes, it is. Yeah, they study this
Mm-mm.
stuff.
I can give you the logic, man, if you want.
We can give you the studies
Okay.
on this
Let
stuff
me
if
let
you
me
want.
read his comment again so I can be clear. Speaking as a person speaking multiple women's language. I'm sorry. Y'all go ahead. I'm just reading.
There is no
So
substitute for old-fashioned studying and practicing to build your brain and new neural connections. There isn't.
Hmm.
I'm actually learning Swahili as we speak. There's no substitute of
what
hearing it.
value is it?
Hmm?
What value is it? What job other than translation? What value is it?
All languages have nuances, and your translators are not 100% accurate. Okay.
Exactly. And
It's
sometimes,
I actually use these goddamn things. Okay, they're not 100%.
hmm and the other part about this, because what May is talking about, she's, to surmise what she's saying, she doesn't care for individual human improvement or even improvement of the masses. The only thing she's looking for is convenience.
Yes, that's
And
what I'm hearing.
it,
that's the reason why her argument just keeps falling flat, because it's
Uh,
like what
it-
she's doing is she's making a healthy at every size argument but applying it to AI. It's
But it-
But
ridiculous.
that's what
but
most women want. They
yeah,
want convenience. That's
the,
what their
the,
nature.
the thing is they're finding out by with these group of kids coming out of college that this shit does not work. Okay, you have to rejigger this stuff. Okay, you can't let it run amok. It has to be very tightly controlled. How you teach these kids with, and young kids shouldn't actually even touch this stuff at all, in
Hmm.
my opinion. Okay,
they
Yeah.
shouldn't even
already
touch.
are.
I know they are. I got five grandsons. I know they are. Guess
Hmm.
what it does? It actually regresses them.
Hmm.
That's the reason why I bought my son an abacus. It's
Yeah.
like, no, you will not get a calculator until you learn how to use this abacus. And
Yes.
he's only he's going to be 7 in November, but he's starting math with an abacus so that it can be tactile,
Yeah.
because that helps them learn better,
Yeah.
especially a boy.
Yeah. I took away
I,
all these little devices from my grandson when he was like 3 or 4 years old and got him a whiteboard. Okay. You have to
Hmm.
do this by hand. Guess what it did?
Yes.
Accelerated his knowledge and growth. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. They have to stretch those brain muscles, those neurons. That's what
and
education
y'all
is for.
assuming that AI and technology, they have like all
We,
kind
we,
of brain
we
stretching,
How much you know
all
about
kind of
AI,
stuff.
baby? How long you been?
How much do you know?
Have you studied AI? How long have you studied this
Yeah,
stuff?
you know, I already told you. I just had an introduction less than a year ago to the
I've
idea
been
of it.
studying this shit since '89, baby. I
I'm not
know.
saying you haven't, but okay, let me go back to this. The original point I'm making is that
Hmm.
our educational system is not going to change because we got people who are emotionally invested in stuff like romance languages, wasting 2 years on it. Y'all are feeling that we need to do certain stuff like write. Writing is no longer have a purpose, but y'all just feel like it needs to be done because y'all want to connect all these other things. And my point is this is why the educational system can never be upgraded and overturned because y'all are stuck in the same processes of thinking about education. That's why it's been like this and it'll never change.
Yeah.
So,
The thing is, because it has changed, right? And as you
mm-mm.
change it and adopt these things, what happens to the educational system?
It has
Does it
not
go?
changed at
Yeah.
all.
A lot. A lot.
No.
Oh, it has a
The
lot.
laws around education have
Oh,
changed.
yes. Y'all
They
will
have
not get
brought
the
in,
education that me and
they have
BGS
brought
got.
in they've
They
brought in inclusion
no no
and they brought in a lot of stuff about feeling and self-esteem and wokeness. They spent most of their time on wokeness and
Wokeness
social commentary,
instead of the old-fashioned
but
way of
not quality education.
instead of the old-fashioned way of doing things, they started eliminating things. That Common
Exactly.
Core changed a whole bunch of shit. Okay, it's not
Hmm.
what I lear- what I learned when I was a kid is not the same thing that my kids learn. Okay, they changed the whole educational system. They're still changing it. It's not the same.
I would not believe that the Common Core, that curriculum when it was first rolled out, is intentioned to bring us to this time present now.
According to Bill Gates and Steve Jobs and those kind of people that actually introduced Common Core, yeah, that's what it's supposed to do, right? Guess what happened to it? It's falling flat on its face.
Yep.
Yep.
And you're actually gonna make it worse by introducing AI and make it worse?
I was saying
Man,
introduce AI as a tool to help people get to efficiency quicker and stop wasting
there
time.
is no
No.
shortcuts in life, man. You should
And
know if you're
and and
educated.
and,
See,
and,
that's
and,
your human
no,
brain.
no,
That's
no,
your
no,
human
no.
That's
brain.
you made
No.
that's logic, that's
Hey,
facts.
hey, May, they study this shit constantly, okay? They monitor these kids constantly, okay? They know what they're talking about. Look at the studies, okay? Don't
Hmm.
believe us?
Right. Yeah.
They study this
We don't
stuff,
have a
okay?
lot of studies on AI. We
Yeah,
don't have a lot of
yes, you
Yes,
studies.
you
do.
do.
Yes,
Oh
you
my
No,
do.
they
God, are
don't.
you
No, no,
serious?
chaos, calm down.
I'm talking
Yes, you,
about as far as kids are concerned.
yes, they do.
How,
Yes.
okay, tell me then, what studies have we found about how
Go, go,
AI affects
go,
kids in
go,
education?
go
I
back
don't
and look.
Correlation.
believe.
Go back and look at the flipped classroom, okay? And from 2005. Go back and go look at that, okay?
The
Start with that.
flipped classroom.
Flipped classroom, 2005, right? I've been following this stuff since '95
Can you give
with
me the
my kids.
conclusion? What was the resolution? I mean, the
Okay. In other words, what the flipped classroom says is that you can use automation and computers and take the lecture out of the classroom, right? Put it on on computers and actually have them look at the lecture and come in and put tutors and the teacher with hands-on, okay, time with the kids, okay? What the kids are lacking is hands-on time with the teacher. That's the biggest differentiator between education. In private school, you get more hands-on time with the teacher. That's the biggest difference. Okay.
yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about that hands-on versus computer-based instruction. I'm not talking about
And,
that.
and okay.
I'm
And
talking about
go ahead.
specifically teaching curriculum, but
How?
finding a way to use technology to infuse into the system as a tool
You
so
can't.
that students
You,
can
you
master things at some level, but the computer takes over at another level. That's what I'm saying.
and the thing is, how do you actually develop the human mind? Okay.
Exactly.
That's what we're talking about. Okay.
Hmm.
Now,
Mm.
how you can do a generative AI, right? Individual instruction, where the student can take.
Oh, you're in and out, Bubba.
Be be just trying to hear you.
Can you can't hear me?
Yeah, you went
Yeah,
in and
trying to
out.
hear you.
In other words, basically, uh, go back and if you look at like Star Trek, especially with I forget what movie it was, where you have the little modules and have the AI actually teacher actually in front of the student, actually going questioning them back and forth, asking them having them write shit and stuff like that. You can do that and replace the teachers.
Oh, Star Trek 2009. That was the Kelvin timeline, first one.
Yes, yeah,
Yep.
yeah, okay. Replace the teachers that way. That's what's going to happen. Teachers will actually get replaced by AI.
Yeah, teachers will eventually get replaced. I'm just saying, if we have somebody teach people how to use AI as an enhancement to what you're trying to create, whether that's at your job or something like that, I just think there's some value in that.
There
And
is.
this model that we have is just not working. There's this rote memorization and this textbook based bull crap regurgitation. It's
Rote
just not.
memorization is
It's
good.
not spatial. It's not, man.
It
That's
is.
not
Yes,
good.
it
It is.
is.
It's
That's what
not.
I'm learning. I'm learning language like that. Okay, writing it down, rote memorization. Memorization is actually vital to your tools. Okay.
That's I'm telling y'all that's underdeveloped in the
No,
brain.
it's not. No,
It
it's
has so
not.
much more
No,
Oh
no, it's
no.
capacity
not.
than
No,
that.
it's
It has
not.
so much more,
No, it's
so
not.
much more.
No, it's not.
We could be so much more. Y'all want us to stay in this like primitive state, and I'm
Okay.
telling y'all,
Well,
it's just not.
hook yourself up to the AI with the stems, and do it.
You going too far future.
No,
That's
no,
not
no,
what
no,
I'm saying.
no.
No,
You
they
said
doing that
Okay,
now.
here's
I'm
an
saying
example.
no, 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 no. You actually want to reach your potential, right? That's your potential, merging with your technology.
You need some raw material first, and let me stop.
Okay, here we go. Let me try this. Trigonometry. Did this brother, he did trigonometry?
Hmm.
Is this the brother that did trigonometry? He dropped.
No, he
Well,
did
I'm still
trig.
here.
Yeah.
That's you. Okay. So you did trigonometry. God bless your soul. But
Hmm.
trigonometry. All right. No, maybe let's do calculus because that's more complicated probably than
Why
trig.
would? Oh, you don't want to do calculus, baby.
No, calculus
I
is
don't,
harder than trig.
I'm not. I'm just using this example. I'm just using an example. Okay, so let's say this person spends 4 years trying to learn calculus somehow, some way,
Mm-hmm.
trying
Mm-hmm.
to approach it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And they're studying, they're going through all this brain grueling and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got this AI machine. You can put the same formula
Mm-hmm.
into that AI and it can give the answer without
Okay.
having to go through three,
Okay.
4 years of learning all these formulas and your brain struggling. It can do it instantly. And so I'm saying, how many of us use calculus? How many of us use trigonometry? How many of us use even algebra? Stop wasting human brain and energy doing stuff that a computer can instantly put out in 2 seconds flat, and you don't have to waste years learning it.
Okay.
That's not for everybody. That's only for the people who are at the fifth grade reading level any damn way. They wasn't gonna make it.
Well, how do you know what to ask the computer if you can't break down the problem?
The same. I put a post up early, and it's full of formulas. If somebody gave,
No,
I
no,
said,
you don't know which
Yeah,
formula to apply because you
I
need
don't know
that
what the hell
knowledge
that stuff is.
beforehand.
no, you don't.
I don't know what that stuff is.
Yeah, no, exactly. We do because you took the because you actually took the
Exactly.
class. Okay. You don't know
But if
what it
somebody
is.
gave me a formula and said, "Hey, solve this formula," I could put it
Do
in
you
a
know what?
form.
I mean,
The
okay,
formula is
you know
actually
what?
there to actually solve a problem. It's not there to give me this solve a formula. The formula is already solved. Okay.
Right.
Well, whatever it is you're doing, it can do the process. Okay, so let's say I give you guys a number,
We're cooked.
2,700, 2,750
Hmm.
times 3,750. Give me the answer right now, BG. You don't know it, but the machine does. You see my point? Don't
We
waste
can
time.
we can get to that answer after after a small amount of time. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Pushing your
nothing.
pencil across a piece of paper,
Okay.
carrying the dots, and it's all a waste of time. It's not efficient.
Well,
Actually, we just see
well,
this is a problem. See,
yeah.
you're talking about math, but math. What's more important in math is how you get to it's your processes
Yeah.
because it's the answer is supposed to come to you if you go through the process. So
Yes.
nobody knows what it's going to be on the other side. You just go through the process.
Yeah. And the
That's the
pro
reason why
and
the
a,
teachers.
and
Oh, go ahead.
the process is actually applied to other things. Okay.
Exactly.
Like rote memorization, right? Say for learning words. Okay. Which you have to learn words anyway, right? You can't learn them automatically. AI can't do that for you, right? Also applies to actually learning formulas and learning other things. Okay. How to
Hmm.
memorize stuff. Okay. How you put things in your brain. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you recognize what the application should go to? Say if you what this it, how to draw, right?
Hmm.
Okay, how to automate this? Okay,
Hmm.
you recognize the formula inside inside the process. Oh, I know what this is. I've seen this before. If I
Hmm.
use this formula in this process, I can actually get the same effect. Okay, same thing when you um, uh, do math on doing trading, right? Okay, if you're using what he called a double wing eagle, right, which is two two calls and two puts on both sides, right? Okay,
Hmm.
okay. He used math for that. How do you actually calculate that? How do you recognize that's what you need?
Hmm. And you know what? I'm not against what you're saying. I
Hmm.
think when I talked about earlier, the elite brains, those who are going to go into engineering, those who are going to go into astrophysics, I agree that those brains need to be developed from scratch.
How do
There's
you know who?
value.
How do you
There's
know who?
value in it.
How do you know who those people are?
They need to be tracked and identified. We talked about that the other day.
It's
Tracking.
and people
Now
don't
we're
always
getting this.
emerge at the same rate.
Yeah. Now we're looking at
Unfortunately, they
standardized
don't
testing.
care about that.
They do care about that. They have to care about that.
I'm giving China, for example. They have these series of tests, and you either
They
pass
do.
or you don't.
Yeah, but with these kids are 18, 19 years old. Okay,
Hmm.
and they always have secondary schools that develop these kids. They don't
They're
just throw them
tracked
away.
too. They're tracked at the younger ages, aren't they?
I know they are trying to young age, but things they always have a way to actually pick up kids that they miss.
Well, that may be something that we need to do in our system, but we have really gotten away from. We've gotten to this point. I'm just talking about modern American education
And we,
system.
I,
We're
I
not
know,
ready,
I know.
and we have gotten so close to everybody gets a trophy.
Yes, that's
Even to
feminism.
the point where
Ooh.
even
Ooh,
to
that's
the point
feminism.
Oh,
where
you just
when my
answered your question.
I know, I
That's
know,
the
I know, I know, I know.
American
we
education system. You
I
get
know.
we
you
had
get
a we had a
Calm down, chaos.
we had a award ceremony at the school, and my daughter
Mm-hmm.
got all A's,
Mm-hmm.
and it said the principal, what's it called, principals list or something. I had to go
Mm-hmm.
to the principal and the teacher, and I said, I need to. This feels good. This is great. It looks good on paper. I need you to tell me if this is real.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how
Mhm.
we have to do now. We have to actually ask because we don't trust that they just want to get self-esteem. They just want to make kids feel better. Everybody gets an award.
Interesting.
So this is the problem in the school system. We got to let go of these
Eh,
good feelings. If somebody's
Interesting.
not smart and somebody's dumb, you're dumb, and it's okay. There's a job for dumb people. You know what I'm saying?
They should be given the
Wait,
same
we're
education.
hoping.
They should be given the same education as everybody else, and held to the
Exactly.
same
See, here you
standard.
go. Here you go. There
No,
you go.
Hex has just said the exact same thing
They're
to y'all.
wasting time.
Can I finish what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, you agree with me or not? Hex has just said the same thing to the military, right? Okay. Fuck all this woke shit. Meet
I
the
knew you didn't
make the
compare that.
make these people meet the standard. Okay, that's what Donald Trump is saying. Make these people meet the standard. Okay,
Hmm.
Uh,
that's talking about your Ivy League schools are failing. They're not meeting the standard,
Yep.
and you're not educating kids to actually pour into this school anymore. Most of these kids actually coming up from these elementary schools can't meet the standard. They actually even get into the goddamn school. They have to lower the standard to actually get kids in.
yeah, but one of the things that they did is they stretched the school system out. They did that for money purposes and they wanted to expand it like big government. And that's why I keep saying they need to shrink it down. They
You
really
know,
do. They need to
you
shrink it down.
you know why they did it? Same thing I was trying to tell Big J Triple X, right? They did it because they wanted these women off of welfare.
Hmm.
Exactly.
The
A lot of it
money.
had to do with farming too. They had
No,
they had
no, no,
these
no,
extended
no.
the summer.
I'm telling you why. My daughter had got the same process, right? Okay, she got
Okay.
money for having a kid, right? Because they had to educate her. That's how she got
Hmm.
her master's. Okay, the government actually paid for the most part.
I do remember that conversation, what you were talking about. Yeah, they wanted to put them, they go straight into
If you're
welfare
going
system independence.
if you're going to cut the welfare system by 2/3, okay, what do you where do women actually go? What are you actually going to do with them? They're not educated. What do you have to do with them? You got to train them, right?
Hmm.
And women are not going to pick up a shovel and a hammer.
Hmm.
So you have to expand the college system, okay, and put more women into college, okay. That's what happened.
Well,
Yeah. It's
the
overflate.
majority of,
Now that I think
go
about it,
ahead, go ahead,
and
go ahead.
Hmm.
now that I think about it, since 1996, BJ's when that implement was laid out, it makes sense why college skyrocketed with the
It's got
inflation of college.
inflation and the poverty. The schools started charging more because they actually accept more students. Okay, states can't pay for that shit no more. Got too
Yeah.
many people.
Too many people now, yeah. And it makes me want to say that means certain institutions only a few people should be going there anyway, just to keep the cost regular. Now when you
That's
put right in,
that's
you kind of overflate the price now. And
and
everybody
before.
thinks now, say it's good we have more people in college, more ever. Now I think about it, said, is that really good or bad thing now? Because now the price of college you can't afford and you
Okay,
can't
and,
the rent.
and and all these people with degrees are actually flooding the market.
Yep.
What do
Yes.
they do with them? Supply.
Yeah,
You're oversupplying these people with degrees that they can't use.
and that's oversupply of the demand.
Yeah, and DEI
And
rules.
these degrees are useless if you think about it. 'Cause most of the degrees people are not really can't use.
And one thing is you can use if you're educated back in the days, there's only like 10% of you people, right? 9 to 10% of you people, right?
Yeah,
Rare, okay, relatively rare, right?
yeah.
Increases to like 50%. What happens? Okay, you're not rare
We
no
end up
more.
we end up with a
I
situation
ran.
that Spain
Yeah,
was in like
yeah.
the in the early 2000s because they had that problem.
Yes,
You know, a PhD was like a dime a dozen in
yes,
Spain,
yeah,
and they had a lot of their brain power leave the country to find jobs elsewhere.
yes.
Mhm.
You got oversupply.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I'm sorry to disrupt, but Theo Wolf, he said in my class I give the same education to both low and advanced students. I challenge that. I do. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
That's some bullshit.
Well,
No,
he
he
gets
no
good
No,
information.
actually, Theo
hey
is
hey
right
hey.
because he teach. He does teach, so he's
He
actually right in that.
he
Yeah.
actually apprentices people, so it's not a class, it's an apprenticeship.
Okay, maybe he's rambling and talking,
No, no, no,
and
no, no.
How he's rambling? Have you
he's
been in his
rambling
class?
for everybody. Well, okay, I'm not gonna say rambling. Let me take it back.
Okay.
Being smart, but he's talking and he's gonna talk. So maybe that's why. But when you're actually doing feedback, like learning community, you have to have a give and take, and everybody's not at the same level, and you have to evaluate, and then you have to adjust to each individual person to meet their learning level and what they're taking in. So I guess if he's only doing like one way education, like teaching out, and he's not actually responding to the feedback he's getting from
He
individuals,
is.
then
He
He's
maybe
is.
that's why.
he's
He
Maybe that's
is.
different.
why he's saying he
But
can teach
but
it. I
but
told y'all before when I taught like started teaching technology to adults, I used to put people at the little table in the back. You go sit at the back because you apparently can't follow at the pace I'm going. You sit in the back. I teach you separate. I told y'all that.
the thing is, you still have to give them through the curriculum. Okay, the same stuff. You have to learn the same stuff.
Right, but it just don't. We usually have to differentiate with people
No,
to
the
get them there.
military teaches does the same thing.
They do.
You teach the same thing because the job doesn't change unless there's an upgrade to the job. But everybody has to be competent at whatever they're doing if you're working in that section.
Yes.
So for me, I
Right,
was
right.
a 13P. We had to send missiles downrange. Do
Hmm.
you think we had? Do you think they sugarcoat that mess?
No, they don't.
Especially if you could end up shooting down an aircraft.
Or killing people on the ground. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. No. That's what the standard is there for.
Yeah.
It is a
Yeah.
backstop.
And they beat it into your head until you learn it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Through rote memory.
Through rote memory, it's through a whole bunch
Yes.
of stuff. Yeah, through a whole lot of ways. Okay.
Yeah,
Hmm.
we spent okay, like I never went to war, but I'll be damned if the whole time that I was in that MOS, we spent damn near every day doing that over and over and over and over again until it was like the back of our hands.
Yeah, that's what Theo does. Yeah.
Yep.
These are the things that you need to know to actually do your job. Uh, Memorize this and practice this and cut all the other stuff out. That's what he does.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Theo, can I get an invitation for one session just to watch?
No.
You, eh,
How you
That
gonna
would have been
answer
my
for that
answer too.
man?
you can't.
I
He'll let
just
you.
did.
He'll let you sit in for one session
No.
if you ask nicely, okay,
Yeah, and just
If
don't
I ask
talk.
nice.
and keep your mouth shut.
See, y'all
Can you
like
do?
me best
eh,
when I'm talking.
No, we don't.
No, shit. I don't know what came.
No, we don't.
But
Green
BGS,
eggs and ham.
don't start that junk, y'all. But BGS, you said something earlier. I don't want to like switch
Wait, listen
the
to Matt.
Well,
conversation too much.
what did I say earlier?
You said about Pete Hegseth. Let's talk about the irony of the situation. Pete
Hmm.
Hegseth and Trump with his fat ass
Hmm.
go stand up there and talk to these military generals. They are the wrong messengers to be
Why?
telling anybody anything.
Why?
Well, I have done my research a little bit since then. Pete Hegseth they have a video of him. He can't even do a push up. I mean a pull up. And then you see what Trump looks like. They're standing up there telling these men of might, these very important respect. I'm a military brat, so I'm
Hmm.
taking it kind of personal. I'm just
Okay.
saying.
What did
Do
Hegseth
you
do
think that was
before? What
appropriate?
did
Do you
Hegseth
really
do?
think?
What did he do before he actually became Secretary of uh, War?
I believe he was on Fox being a
No, he was in the
broadcast.
No, he
military.
was in the military.
He was?
Yeah, he was a
Yes,
colonel.
he's a colonel. Yeah. They
I got
said
him mixed up with
explain
somebody.
MOS again, needed for translation. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. Hold on.
Mode of
Let's put
service. Mode of service, right?
no
Military occupational
aviation
service.
service. Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't in the military. I'm just guessing.
In other words, it's an acronym for your job.
For your
This is what you
job,
Oh,
do.
job
okay.
description.
Mode
Yeah.
of service.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's actually review Pete Hegseth and what he said. I understood what he said and why he had
I
to.
thought it was low down. I thought it was real low down.
No, he's pretty.
No.
No, he's actually pretty blunt. I agree with him.
Man, I agree with him too.
I feel better now that he's a colonel. I got him mixed up with this somebody else.
Look, man, the thing is, because you said Trump can't do a pull up. And the thing that there's a reason why there's a civilian at the head of the military, which is the president.
And Trump is what 80 years old.
Yeah. And we
79.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, he's
A year or two. Yeah.
yeah. The
Okay.
thing is, we do not expect the colonel or some commander who's running, let's say, special forces team to go out there and do the same thing that SEAL team can do, because that's not his role.
Yeah. Yeah.
Their role is administrative.
Okay. Let's go ahead and play him. Okay. And go through it. Since you asked about it.
Yeah, I thought it was rude.
No, it's not. You're not a military person. Okay. That's why you didn't understand it. It's rude to you because you're a woman.
Is over. You see, the motto of my first platoon was those who long for peace must prepare for war. This is, of course, not a new idea. This crowd knows that. The origin dates to the 4th century Rome and has been repeated ever since, including by our first commander-in-chief, George Washington, the first leader of the War Department. It captures a simple yet profound truth. To ensure peace, we must prepare for war. From this moment forward, the only mission of the newly restored Department of War is this: warfighting, preparing for war and preparing to win, unrelenting and uncompromising in that pursuit. Not because we want war, no one here wants war, but it's because we love peace. We love peace for our fellow citizens. They deserve peace, and they rightfully expect us to deliver it. Our number one job, of course, is to be strong so that we can prevent war in the first place. The president talks about it all the time. It's called peace through strength. And as history teaches us, the only people who actually deserve peace are those who are willing to wage war to defend it. That's why pacifism is so naive and dangerous. It ignores human nature and it ignores human history. Either you protect your people and your sovereignty, or you will be subservient to something or someone. It's a truth as old as time. And since waging war is so costly in blood and treasure, we owe our republic a military that will win any war we choose, or any war that is thrust upon us. Should our enemies choose foolishly to challenge us, they will be crushed by the violence, precision, and ferocity of the War Department. In other words, to our enemies, F-A-F-O. If necessary, our troops can translate that for you. Another way to put it is peace through strength, brought to you by the warrior ethos. And we are restoring both. As President Trump has said, and he's right, we have the strongest, most powerful, most lethal, and most prepared military on the planet. That is true, full stop. Nobody can touch us.
Hegseth is actually pissed off is because Houthis chased their ass off.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're not prepared, right? They want to actually rectify that. That's what he's telling them, okay? No more fucking around.
It's not even close. This is true largely because of the historic investments that he made in his first term, and we will continue in this term. But it's also true because of the leaders in this room and the incredible troops that you all lead. But the world, and as the chairman mentioned, our enemies get a vote. You feel it, I feel it. This is a moment of urgency, mounting urgency. Enemies gather, threats grow. There is no time for games. We must be prepared. If we're going to prevent and avoid war, we must prepare now. We are the strength part of peace through strength. And either we're ready to win or we are not. You see, this urgent moment, of course, requires more troops, more munitions, more drones, more patriots, more submarines, more.
The thing is, you guys don't understand how the world works, and that's the problem with y'all. Okay. Okay. How do you think we get all this stuff and keep people under control? By saying, please, more, please, sir. Why do you think the Chinese are actually developing all these weapons, hypersonic missiles and airplanes? Okay.
Preparation for takeover.
Preparation for to protect themselves. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
B-21 bombers.
Men
It
believe
requires
in
more
aggression.
innovation, more AI in everything.
Say what?
I said men believe in the power of aggression.
So do women do. Women do too.
Yes, you do.
Women
Yes.
love aggression. That's why you think they want to see black men fight.
That's why they want to push their men out there. Ask the Russian women. Okay.
They love to see blood. You should know this, man.
If women could do it, they would do it. They just can't. Okay.
I hear you.
What's the percentage of voters in the United States? Female voters in the United States? What is it? It's 59%.
Just think about it. I don't desire. Most women don't desire to push people down, to shoot people. We don't have those desires.
Did you answer my question? Right? They could vote
I've
this stuff out.
never do.
They could actually vote this stuff out if they wanted to. How come they don't?
No, because it's state level. These are norms in society. You're not going to vote out military. You're not going to vote out police just talking to you like they do in London instead of beat you down. That's not going to happen.
How many women in Congress, okay, senators and congresswomen actually voted against Ukraine and Gaza?
That's complicated. There's people who are invested in the industrial complex.
It's not complicated, okay?
They also taking lobbyist money. There's a lot of reasons people vote away.
And
So
women have no problem calling the police on your ass to beat you down, okay? Put
They
you under
sure
control.
don't. Boy, they ever.
so you saying we don't want to be the police, but we don't mind calling them. That's
Yeah,
what you're saying.
exactly. That's what he's saying, right?
Okay.
Okay. That's what he's. The thing is, you got to understand why he's saying this, right? What are you paying $2 trillion in military costs for? Okay. To lose?
Yeah, we don't got 24 hours a day of electricity and food that we can eat 24 hours a day for nothing.
Yeah. Would you with your big 75-inch big screen TV and your internet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That raw material, the military, that's what we call American interest.
Yes.
The acquisition of the raw materials that it takes to keep this machine running no matter
Yes.
where it is on the globe.
And keep you comfortable, right?
Exactly.
What's up,
Goodness
BGS? What's up,
gracious.
family?
Pedestrian, okay? It is what it
Tell
is.
me
Okay?
about it.
Yeah. Anyway.
What's up, family? What's going on?
Hey, James, what's going
Hey,
on?
what's up, brother?
Okay.
I'm good, brother. I'm actually overseas. In,
Really?
UAE.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in Dubai. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
What's up?
Okay.
Yeah. I was listening
You
to
were
the
there with the real
conversation.
capitalists.
Yeah.
So I could.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You really are. Okay.
Yeah, I can give you some insight on piggyback of what you're saying.
It's hilarious.
Trust me,
Okay?
there's a lot of influence. I'll say ghost money that do not want to see the United States fall.
Oh, yeah.
And then I will also say there is a massive shift here in Dubai and Abu Dhabi because now they're trying to concentrate instead of being the Las Vegas of the Middle East. I've been told that they want to make sure the living place for the Middle East.
Oh, that's quite the shift.
That is a shift. The
Massive
thing
shift.
is, the thing is, how do you do it? Anyway, the thing is,
And ahead of the curve. More cyber effects, more counter UAS, more space, more speed. America is the strongest, but we need to get stronger and quickly. The time is now, and the cause is urgent. The moment requires restoring and refocusing our defense industrial base, our shipbuilding industry, and onshoring all critical components.
is because China is kicking your natural ass right now. That's what
Yes.
I'm trying to say.
BGS,
That's
there's
what
a
he's
lot of Asian boys out here.
Yeah. Yeah, they're taking over, okay?
Yep.
They're taking over. They're building a big ass water canal in Afghanistan as we speak. Okay, they're not fucking around.
Requires, as President Trump has done, getting our allies and partners to step up and share the burden. America cannot do everything. The free world requires allies with real hard power, real military leadership, and real military capabilities. The War Department is tackling and prioritizing all of these things. And I'll be giving a speech next month that will showcase the speed, innovation, and generational acquisition reforms we are undertaking urgently. Likewise, the nature of the threats we face in our hemisphere and in deterring China is another speech for
The Monroe Doctrine. In other words, China's coming and taking over our shit right now. Okay, and we can't push them out.
another day coming soon. This speech today, as I drink my coffee, this speech today is about people,
If this is too fast, y'all let me know. Okay.
and it's about culture. The topic today is about the nature of ourselves. Because no plan, no program, no reform, no formation will ultimately succeed unless we have the right people and the right culture at the War Department. If I've learned one core lesson in my 8 months in this job, it's that personnel is policy. Personnel is policy. The best way to take care of troops is to give them good leaders committed to the warfighting culture of the department. Not perfect leaders, good leaders. Competent, qualified, professional, agile, aggressive, innovative, risk-taking, apolitical, faithful to their oath and to the Constitution. Eugene Sledge, in his World War II memoir, wrote, quote, "War is brutish, inglorious, and a terrible waste. Combat leaves an indelible mark on those who are forced to endure it. The only
BGS,
redeeming factors are my comrades' incredible bravery
BGS.
and their devotion to each other."
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to say right there what he said, good leaders are this, good leaders are that. That's part of what I'm talking about. Him and Trump, just to me, they don't. Mm-mm.
What did he say that you actually disagreed with?
He said good leaders. I wish I could have the series of what he said. I didn't memorize it, but he
Hold
was
on.
talking.
Guess what? It's on tape, right? You can actually replay it.
Y'all just let's all be honest and critique this. So do they really fit good leadership?
We
These
we
two men.
we understand. It doesn't matter. Listen to what he's saying. What about the direction they actually want to go in? Okay, listen. Stop judging so much. Are you a Sagittarius?
No, I'm saying if you're going to stand and tell people something, you need to make sure that you are actually that yourself. You know what
You
I'm
don't.
saying?
No, you don't have to be.
That's
May,
why I
no, you
felt. That's why I
don't.
felt they were
May,
insulting. They were insulting because they don't
Well,
meet the measurement.
no, and
May,
stop,
May.
stop thinking like a woman for a second, okay? Be neutral, okay? Stop feeling for a second, okay? Listen to what the man is actually saying, okay? And why he's saying it. Understand what he's trying to say. Stop judging all the time. I know women like to judge and compare and pull people down. Stop judging for a second, okay? Listen to what he's saying, okay?
All right.
Personnel is policy. The best way to take care of troops is to give them good leaders committed to the warfighting culture of the department.
In other words, the same thing with teaching. How do you take care of students? Give them good teachers, right?
Agreed.
Dedicated to what? Education, right? Okay. Not perfect,
Agreed.
but good, right?
Agreed.
Same thing across the board.
Not perfect leaders, good leaders. Competent, qualified, professional, agile, aggressive, innovative,
This part.
risk-taking, apolitical.
What part?
What
Aggressive?
what world do you live
No,
in,
no, no, no,
man?
no, no. Aggressive, okay?
Competent. Competent.
We're
That's
talking
about.
we're talking about picking people that be in charge of other people, okay?
Yeah, but look at the two men who are standing up
Don't
there
listen to what the fuck he
talking
said.
down to the
It doesn't.
military.
May.
Stop feeling for a second. All right? Listen to what he's saying, okay? About the direction they actually want to go.
We live in
Okay?
a competitive world.
No, 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 no. This is a woman feeling, okay?
Yeah.
That's not it.
I'm being talked down to. You're not qualified to talk down to me, okay? Motherfucker,
No, no.
he's a colonel that went to fucking Princeton. How
These are
qualified?
these are generals. These are men who dedicated their life. I'm offended for the military. I'm sorry. I'm
The
Hey,
sorry.
How? You
May.
never
Have
served.
you ever
the
been in the
Hey,
military?
May.
the military people actually like him.
Hey,
They
May.
were
What do you
they were silent and they
May,
was
May,
looking
No,
May.
like they didn't give a damn.
What are they supposed to be doing? Talking back during the speech?
They don't
Hey
even
May.
clap. They don't
So
even
what?
clap.
Hey
May,
May.
have you served?
No, I have not said my
Well,
father's
then
military.
you don't know what
My
you're
whole
talking
What you
about.
talking
all the
about?
men in my family are military.
So no,
Oh,
May.
Mhm.
your family, not you.
Not me. I never said I was military. I'm a woman. I don't want to be in the military.
but
They
guess
don't
So don't
supposed
speak.
to clap.
but guess who has? You got 3 people that have.
And y'all were not offended. Y'all were not offended by this.
No,
No.
No.
that's the way the
No.
commanders talk to us.
Man, y'all
Blunt.
crazy. Okay.
Why
May,
are they?
just say you ain't about that
No, no,
life.
no. Why are they crazy?
They put in time, and a lot of these people have served. They've got stars, stripes, bars, you know, generals. I mean, these people are high ranking. And I just feel
Pete
like these
Hegseth was
two,
a field officer, May.
I feel like these two, but you
He's a
got Trump too.
he's a
He's,
colonel. Okay, this guy's a colonel. Presidents are civilian. Okay.
they're talking down to people who they
No, they're
haven't
not.
even gotten above.
What?
That's not
What?
talking down, but
That's not talking down, May.
You have 3 guys that served. They're saying they're not being talked down to.
Okay, all
you
right,
been
I'll listen.
she's been watching
I'll just
MSNBC and
listen.
listening to that
I
bullshit.
no, she's a woman. Okay, she's a woman.
No, but they said the same thing on MSNBC that
Yeah.
he was talking down to him because I watched it and she's just parroting what MSNBC and those
Yeah.
people
I
were
agree
saying.
with them. I agree with them though.
Okay. The thing
Yeah.
you have military people saying they don't agree with you. Okay.
That's these three.
May.
No,
May. Can I ask you a question, BGS? Oh
real
no,
quick.
not to May. I'll ask to the panel.
Go ahead.
I'll be quiet.
So no,
She
it's
don't,
fine, May.
she don't know what the fuck she's talking about. That's
It's so
okay.
about.
We'll go ahead.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, she
BGS.
don't.
Yeah.
Before this administration, how bad was the recruitment efforts of the United States to get
I-
young
I-
men to join the military?
in the toilet.
Yep.
Okay. Now, is
The
that not a
Marine
national
Corps.
security, a
Yeah.
national security threat?
Yeah.
Uh, do y'all hear me?
Yes, we got you.
Go ahead, Liz.
Oh, all right. Well, hello, everybody. The Marine Corps only
You're
that.
Borgin.
Do you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah.
The Marine Corps was the only branch that met its quota out of all the branches consecutively.
Go back and look at the movie Maverick. Okay. Just go back and look at it and see how they talk to each other. Okay. Go back and look at the movie Maverick. It's pretty spot on how they talk to each other, right? And how he inspired people.
Hell, look at Full
Okay.
Metal Jacket. That shit was
Oh,
great.
that's a little bit too real. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
That's a little bit too real. And me so horny.
I
Love
know
you a
they
long
bark at
time.
each other. I know they bark at each other and they bark down at each other. I know all of that. I've seen that. It's okay. I'll just
May,
listen. I'll listen.
Because you're a woman, okay? Anyway, I say some pedestrians really don't have any idea about global competition, how the world works,
yes.
okay? Let the bears have them.
Yeah.
you,
Yes.
you
Get
just
swallowed.
had you just had 1.5 million of Ukrainians actually sacrifice themselves in a war effort, okay? That's war, okay? Over an idea. That's what you're up against, okay?
You don't think
This
these
thing,
Chinese is running around?
the Chinese ain't playing, right? The Chinese, not, that's
No.
what he's talking about. Them Houthis, those missiles are not playing right now, okay?
They're not playing games.
If you actually gonna be in this game, you gotta be in it to win it.
Faithful to their oath and to the Constitution.
That's what you're taught. That's what everybody's taught, okay?
Eugene
You
Sledge, in his
participate.
World War II memoir, wrote, quote, "War is brutish, inglorious, and a terrible waste. Combat leaves an indelible mark on those who are forced to endure it. The only redeeming factors are my comrades' incredible bravery and their devotion to each other. In combat, there are thousands of variables, as I learned in Iraq and Afghanistan, and as so many of you did in so many more places. Leaders can only control about 3 of them. You control how well you're trained, mostly how well you're equipped, and the last variable is how well you lead. After that, you're on your own. Our warfighters are entitled to be led by the best and most capable leaders. That is who we need you all to be. Even then, in combat, even if you do everything right, you may still lose people because the enemy always gets a vote. We have a sacred duty to ensure that our warriors are led by the most capable and qualified combat leaders. This is one thing you and I can control, and we owe it to the force to deliver it. For too long, We have simply not done that. The military has been forced by foolish and reckless politicians to focus on.
And Sam Stelter said, better yet, let the panda bears and Siberian bears have them. I'm not going to show it, but they have a video for that where they're actually feeding the people to polar bears.
The wrong things. In many ways, this speech is about fixing decades of decay. Some of it obvious, some of it hidden. Or as the chairman has put it, we are clearing out the debris, removing the distractions, clearing the way for leaders to be leaders. You might say we're ending the war on warriors. I heard someone wrote a book about that. For too long, we've promoted too many uniformed leaders for the wrong reasons, based on their race, based on gender quotas, based on historic so-called firsts. We've pretended that combat arms and non-combat arms are the same thing. We've weeded out so-called toxic leaders under the guise of double-blind psychology assessments, promoting risk-averse, go-along-to-get-along conformists instead. You name it, the department did it. Foolish and reckless political leaders set the wrong compass heading, and we lost our way. We became the woke department, but not anymore. Right?
That's the key, the core of the whole speech right there. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he's saying. No more of this woke shit. Okay. And most of you military guys agree with this.
Right now, I'm looking out at a sea of Americans who made a choice when they were young men and young women to do something most Americans will not, to serve something greater than yourself, to fight for God and country, for freedom and the Constitution. You made a choice to serve when others did not, and I commend you. You are truly the best of America. But this does not mean, and this goes for all of us, that our path to this auditorium on this day was a straight line.
Yeah.
Or that the conditions of the formations we...
And that's why he brought them there instead of putting it on video. I want to look you in the eye when I actually talk to you. Because that's the old-fashioned way of doing things. I want to look you in the eye and when I actually talk to you. That's why he brought them all in person.
We lead are where we want.
Go ahead. That's it.
Yeah, it's basically what he's doing. He's addressing them down lightly.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the complaint is. The only thing that I do disagree with is when he said it apolitical, because generals cannot be apolitical.
They can't?
No, they cannot.
Okay.
The position is political within itself, and they're not supposed to go against the chain of command. But there is also a duty that if something is unconstitutional, or if it breaks that oath, that's the whole reason for them to be political.
Well, the thing is, that's not really that's not choosing parties. Okay.
No, they don't choose parties. Yeah, they don't choose parties.
So they're apolitical.
That's your oath to the Constitution. That's apolitical, according to what he's saying.
Want them to be. You love your country, and we love this uniform, which is why we must do better. We just have to be honest. We have to say with our mouths what we see with our eyes, to just tell it like it is in plain English, to point out the obvious things right in front of us. That's what leaders must do. We cannot go another day without directly addressing the plank in our own eye. Without
biblical, right?
addressing the problems in our own commands and in our own formations.
Y'all,
this administration has done a great deal from day one.
What do you want to say, May? Go ahead.
It's too much masculinity for her.
I know.
To remove the social justice,
she's
politically
saying
correct,
yawn.
and toxic ideological garbage that had infected our
I said, is this the guy who fumbled the text
the
messages?
politics.
Actually, no. Okay.
Okay, got it.
The thing is, they've been using that app, and the Biden administration, everybody's been using that app for years. Okay, and somebody on the link actually disclosed all this. Okay, somebody should have been there. Here, nobody actually broke in and actually found it. Somebody actually broadcast this to the press. That's what happened.
No more identity months, DEI offices, dudes in dresses. No more climate change worship. No more division, distraction, or gender delusions. No more debris. As I've said before, and will say again, we are done with that shit. I've made it my mission to uproot the obvious distractions that made us less capable and less lethal. That said, the War Department requires the next step, underneath the woke garbage is a deeper problem, and a more important problem that we are fixing and fixing fast. Common sense is back at the White House, so making the necessary changes is actually pretty straightforward. President Trump expects it. And the litmus test for these changes is pretty simple. Would I want my eldest son, who is 15 years old, eventually joining the types of formations that we are currently wielding? If in any way the answer to that is no, or even yes, but, then we're doing something wrong. Because my son is no more important than any other American citizen who dons the cloth of our nation. He is no more important than your son. All precious souls made in the image and likeness of God. Every parent deserves to know that their son or their daughter that joins our ranks is entering exactly the kind of unit that the Secretary of War would want his son to join. Think of it as the golden rule test. Jesus said, do unto others that which you would have done unto yourself. It's the ultimate simplifying test of truth. The new War Department golden rule is this: do unto your unit as you would have done unto your own child's unit. Would you want him serving with fat or unfit or undertrained troops? Or alongside people who can't meet basic
Here we
standards?
go. Here
Or
we
in a
go.
unit where standards were lowered so certain types of troops could...
Yeah, well, answer the question. Is that what you want?
Do you know how many of those generals have served who were fat
That's not the question I
and
asked.
out of shape?
That's not the question I asked you. Is that what you want?
They're devaluing these people. That's not
No, no, no,
ideal.
no, 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 no. Is that what you want in a professional unit?
That's not ideal. No, that's not.
Thank
No,
you.
we
No.
don't want
That's,
that.
that's all he said. That's all he said.
No, that's not it. Because he's gonna say that if you don't get PT, if you don't get in shape, we're gonna put you out and all this type
Yes,
of stuff.
yes.
Look,
It's called.
May,
Yes.
It's called.
have you ever served in the military, May?
She
No,
said
she
no.
hasn't.
I've already
Do you know
said
the
this.
importance of physical strength
But
when
these
you're
generals, like
But
my father was what do you call officer? Not high ranking, but my dad was a captain in the military, and he did not have to. He was in shape, but he did not have to do any of that stuff.
why?
He
Why?
Well,
was in
I think you're lying, May,
No, no,
because
no. Why? Why did he not have to do it?
because his job requirements on a daily basis were
So,
not to
all he's
do
saying,
that combat. He
all
didn't
he's
have to
saying,
do anything
all he's
physical.
saying is the units that have to do this shit have to be what?
Gotta be physically fit.
Okay, maybe I didn't listen good. You telling me that he didn't tell all them people that if you don't meet the requirements, no matter who you are, that like think about it.
If you don't fit the requirements of your duty in your office, yes, you will actually be replaced. Yes, that's what he's
So you
saying.
got a 50-year-old general who's
No,
been served,
if
huh?
you don't fit the listen, May, if you don't fit the requirements of your office, you will actually get replaced. A 50-year-old general doesn't have to go out and slug 80-pound rucksacks in the battlefield,
Exactly.
does he?
No.
Okay, but he also said that if you don't fit the requirements of the weight class based on height or whatever, then they're gonna throw you out.
According to your job description.
You read that different than me. Okay,
He
fine.
just said it.
She
I
don't know
read it
how.
different than you. I heard it different than you. But go ahead.
I know you did. That you're a woman. Of course you did.
May.
You have
No, everything's
sophistication
a woman.
to nominate you for Secretary of Pedestrians. I heard
Okay.
that.
Hey, May.
May have been doing this shit with women for the last 30 years. Okay, I know how you guys operate. Okay,
That's the
And
reason I
you're
ain't got
doing
no patience
exactly.
with him.
And you operate exactly the way a gynocrat would. Listen to what he's saying. Don't interpret it. Okay, listen to what
can,
he's saying.
can I
Go
say
ahead.
something, BGS, right
Go ahead.
quick?
I don't like PKS here for problem.
It doesn't matter whether you love him or hate him. It doesn't matter.
As an officer, if you're going to move up in rank, you're required to have a first class PFT, because how can you reprimand one of your soldiers if they lack in their physical fitness and you can't perform the standards at the highest ability? Being physically fit is one of the tenets of leadership in the military.
Well, at a certain, but thing is, a general working in the DOD doesn't have to do all that shit. Okay.
Exactly.
Right. Hmm.
What is his job? To think. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's what I'm saying. The thinking ones tend to be the ones that are a little tubby, just like in the chief's police departments. A lot of them are tubby. You know.
Does it look like Hexteth is chubby?
No, he's not.
Thank you.
Make it in a unit where leaders were promoted for reasons other than merit, performance, and warfighting?
Yes.
The answer is not just no, it's hell no. This means at the War Department, first and foremost, we must restore a ruthless, dispassionate, and common sense application of standards. I don't want my son serving alongside troops who are out of shape, or in combat unit with females who can't meet the same combat arms physical standards as men, or troops who are not fully proficient on their assigned weapons, platform, or task, or under a leader who was the first, but not the best. Standards must be uniform, gender neutral, and high. If not, they're not standards. They're just suggestions. Suggestions that get our sons and daughters killed. When it comes to combat arms units, and there are many different stripes across our joint force, the era of politically correct, overly sensitive, don't hurt anyone's feelings leadership ends right now.
In other words, that's what he actually wants to say. That's the key to the whole speech, right?
Yeah.
The woke shit is over.
At every level, either you can meet the standard, either you can do the job, either you are disciplined, fit, and trained, or you are out. And that's why today, at my direction, and this is the first of 10 Department of War directives that are arriving at your commands as we speak and in your inbox. Today, at my direction, each service will ensure that every requirement for every combat MOS, for every designated combat arms position, returns to the highest male standard only.
Boom.
Because this job is life or death.
Yeah.
Standards must be met.
That's what well, people in the eye and tell them that, okay?
Because I
Unwavering.
trained with women, and they cannot handle it.
Yeah. So why are they there, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And every time was a deployment, all the females all suddenly end up pregnant.
Yes. Yeah. All that training, all that money goes out the window. Yeah.
And then in the back of the 5-ton, when they have field ops, servicing everybody in the platoon.
You ain't shit.
No, that's what they used to do.
That's what they're.
All-
That's what they're there for.
all of y'all
It was one getting banged in the porta potty that was out in the field. That was Port Sill. But
They gotta serve somehow, right? They gotta-
yeah.
Why you judging? Why you judging? You know,
I'm not
y'all,
judging. I'm not
y'all
judging.
military. I'm talking about the military folks. Why y'all judging? Because all the military, all of y'all are freaky as hell. All of y'all.
Well, that's true.
All of y'all.
I mean,
Exactly.
you put
but
a bunch of fit young people together, they're gonna screw.
But if you're in a battle, you don't want the freakiest person next to you. Okay, you want the most competent person next to you. That's
Yeah,
what he's
I
saying.
do. But don't y'all get the feeling when y'all listen to Pete Hicks? Don't y'all get the feeling he's saying he don't want blacks, he
We
don't
don't
want
do
fat
feelings.
people,
We don't
he
do
don't want
feelings.
women,
What
and he don't
We
want no
don't do
trans,
feelings.
and he don't.
what
they
what,
about black
what did he just say, May? What did he just say? He said, "I don't give a shit." Okay, whether you're a female, male, whatever. Do you meet the standard? Okay, that's all he cares about. Gender neutral. He said,
Y'all do realize he gonna throw women out of the military, right? Y'all
That's
do
"No,
realize.
good.
No, he's not.
That's good.
Fuck if he's
He's
not.
not gonna throw women out the
if
military.
if they can meet the
Yes, he
standard,
is.
if they can meet the standard, guess what?
He
They're
said the
in.
May,
standard. He said the standard just like a
May,
man. He
May.
said just like a
Hey, he
man.
said he was specifically talking about combat arms.
Yes,
That's
that's
exactly
true.
what he said.
Do you know how dangerous
Combat
Bombs.
arms is?
MOS.
Yes.
Do you know how dangerous that is, man?
They said Louis don't spill the tea.
Yeah, I know. All that pussy in the
I don't
military.
know how
Boy.
dangerous it is. I don't.
All
I
right.
know. So you're talking out of your keister. Let's put it that way.
No, I'm
At every
telling y'all
level,
what
we
I
should seek
heard.
to.
I'm telling y'all what I heard.
You're talking out your keister. You got 4 military guys up here telling you what the tea is. Okay, you're arguing with them.
Exceed the
Okay.
standard, to push the envelope, to compete. It's common sense and core to who we are and what we do. It should be in our DNA. Today, at my direction, we are also adding a combat field test for combat arms units that must be executable in any environment at any time and with combat equipment. These tests, they'll look familiar. They'll resemble the Army Expert Physical Fitness Assessment or the Marine Corps Combat Fitness Test. I'm also directing that warfighters in combat jobs execute their service fitness test at a gender-neutral, age-normed male standard scored above.
Gender neutral, age neutral male standard, right? If you meet the standard, you meet the standard, right?
70%. It all
We got
starts with physical
obesity like a
fitness and appearance.
motherfucker in the United
If
States.
the Secretary of War can do regular, hard PT, so can every member of our joint force. Frankly, it's tiring to look out at combat formations, or really any formation, and see fat troops. Likewise, it's completely unacceptable to see fat generals and admirals in the halls of the Pentagon and leading commands
There
around the
you go.
country and the world.
There
It's
you
a bad
go.
look.
There,
Oh man.
It is
there
bad.
you go, man. There you go. There you go. Ask and thou shalt receive, right?
And it's not who we are. So whether you're an airborne
Yeah.
ranger or a chairborne ranger, a brand new private or a 4-star general, you need to meet the height and weight standards and pass your PT test.
Okay. There you go, man. You happy?
And as the chairman said, yes, there is no PT test.
I'm listening.
But today, at my direction, every member of the joint force at every rank is required to take a PT test twice a year,
Woo.
as well as meet height and weight requirements twice a year.
So much in
Every
Derek's
year
bunnies.
of service.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Y'all
Those
ain't
administrative girls.
Oh yeah.
Also today, at my direction, every warrior across our joint force is required to do PT every duty day. Should be common sense. I mean, most units do that already, but we're codifying it.
Oh,
And we're not talking like hot yoga and stretching. Real hard PT, either as a unit or as an individual. At every level, from the Joint Chiefs to everyone in this room to the youngest private, leaders set the standard. And so many of you do this already. Active, guard, and reserve. This also means grooming standards. No more beards, long hair, superficial individual expression. We're gonna cut our hair, shave our beards, and adhere to standards. Because it's like the broken windows theory of policing. It's like when you let the small stuff go, the big stuff eventually goes. So you have to address the small stuff. This is on duty, in the field, and in the rear. If you want a beard, you can join Special Forces. If not, then shave. We don't have a military full of Nordic pagans, but unfortunately, we have had leaders who either refuse to call BS and enforce standards, or leaders who felt like they were not allowed to enforce standards.
So
Both
good
are
order and
unacceptable.
discipline.
And that's why today, at my direction, the era of unprofessional appearance is over. No more beardos. The era of rampant and ridiculous shaving profiles is done. Simply put, if you do not meet the male level physical standards for combat positions, cannot pass a PT test, or don't want to shave and look professional, it's time for a new position.
He
Or
said male
a new
level of
profession.
standards. Male
I sincerely appreciate
level
the
of standards.
Yeah, that's
Who
right.
makes up
right.
most of the military, May?
But that means that women may not be able to meet the male
They,
performance
Then too
standards.
That's
bad.
no. They have
they
their
don't.
own Rubik standards, man.
No, no. The thing is, they're changing that
Yeah.
for combat units. Okay.
For
Hmm.
Gotta,
combat,
Did,
ain't no
yeah.
chicks doing that combat.
But the
did
thing
he
is,
really say combat units? Are y'all sure?
He
But
said
hey,
it.
May,
okay.
guess what? If
May,
you're on a foreign
May,
land,
No,
you're on a
no,
May,
foreign
no.
land.
May. If you were
Let's,
showing this to your students, they kept missing that point. What would you say to them? What would you say to them?
I just, I'm not. I'm just telling y'all. I think this is the beginning of
No,
him
no, no,
trying to
no, no, no,
remove
no.
women.
Answer
I
my
don't care what he said.
That's my question. Okay?
what do you
He
mean you
kept
don't care
saying
what he says?
about combat units. That's what he's talking about. Okay, he said that over and over and over again.
We gonna
Combat.
see. We gonna see,
Man,
y'all.
what are you
It's a
listening to?
slippery slope. It's a slippery slope.
Hey,
I've
hey,
already heard
May,
it. I've heard
Hey,
in
May,
other
hold on.
places.
you
I've heard
May,
in
listen.
you're
other
an
places.
educator.
You
You're
listen
an
to the guy
educator.
out of his own mouth. What do you mean?
Yeah,
So,
but
May,
they lie, y'all. They lie. They set the
hold on,
tone
Wait,
hold
for
on,
certain
May.
stuff. They say keywords.
wait. You listen to the guy speech out of his own mouth. Okay, other places. What do you mean other places?
Okay, y'all, let's not pretend that that people don't speak
I
double
don't.
speaking.
I
Let's
don't
not
care. I
pretend.
don't care
Let's
about
not
that.
pretend.
I don't care about that. You
hey,
listen to the guy give his own speech directly. Interpret
And you
that.
believe everything, the way he says it, those key
Yes.
phrases,
May,
you
It,
believe it word for. Okay,
I,
all right, you trust
do
me.
because
you
You're
have
more
children,
trusting
May?
than me. Okay,
huh? It's because you don't know shit about this. That's why.
you
Okay.
more trusting than me. That's all.
No.
May,
No.
May,
You don't know
no,
shit about. They've been complaining about this shit for years. Okay.
Yeah, that's the
It's
way
not new.
I was in '93. That's the way they talked to us. That was the standard. That was it. We
It was
didn't.
worse for me.
Yeah, it was just like it. I mean, what he's saying, and even down to the Department of War. That's what we called it prior. What was it prior to World War II, and then it became the Department of Defense after
Okay.
World War II.
You just said your daughter got all A's, right?
Hmm.
And you went and asked the teacher, the dean, what? Okay.
Was it real?
Was it real? Okay.
this is insane.
In other words, did she meet the standard, right? What was the standard she had to meet to get all these A's, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same shit here.
So
I
me
hear
as
you.
an educator,
I'm
uh,
just,
uh,
no, no,
as an
you don't need to insult me. I just don't trust
I'm
that
not insulting. No,
everybody's
no, no.
No,
I'm
no,
asking you.
not
No,
double speaking. I
you're,
no,
think
no.
it's
This is
double
not.
speak.
No, no,
why do
no,
you
no. I'm
think
not here
why
to
do you think
insult you.
why do you think it's double speak?
I mean, we've been seeing it throughout Trump's everything
Why
in every
do you
aspect.
think what he's saying right now is double speak?
I think I'm gonna tell you why. I have seen some people doing commentary on this, and they have
Here
said
we
that he
go.
wants to change. I'm just
There you
telling you.
go.
You asked
No,
me,
let her finish.
you asked me. They have said that his goal is to get rid of women in the military. They
Hmm.
have said that his goal is, this is before this speech, and they have said that he's trying to get rid of the black leadership for the most part in the military. And maybe even he'd like to have an all-white army, and get rid of the homosexuals and anybody who's transgender. This has already been said. And I
What
just feel like this speech is a culmination to me of him beginning that, going down that path of
okay?
cutting people out.
What did he just say? If you meet the standard, okay, no matter who you are,
Mhm.
meet the standard. You meet the standard, okay. That's what he's saying. He's saying that for a reason.
Proactive efforts the secretaries have already taken in some of those areas, service secretaries. And these directives are intended to simply accelerate those efforts. On the topic of standards, allow me a few words to talk about toxic leaders. Upholding and demanding high standards is not toxic. Enforcing high standards, not toxic leadership. Leading warfighters toward the goals of high, gender-neutral, and uncompromising standards in order to forge a cohesive, formidable, and lethal Department of War is not toxic. It is our duty, consistent with our constitutional oath. Real toxic leadership is endangering subordinates with low standards. Real toxic leadership is promoting people based on immutable characteristics or quotas instead of based on merit. Real toxic leadership is promoting destructive ideologies that are an anathema to the Constitution and the laws of nature and nature's God, as Thomas Jefferson wrote in the Declaration of Independence. The definition of toxic has been turned upside down, and we're correcting that. That's why today, at my direction, we're undertaking a full review of the department's definitions of so-called toxic leadership, bullying, and hazing, to empower leaders to enforce standards without fear of retribution or second guessing. Of course, you can't do like nasty bullying and hazing. We're talking about words like bullying and hazing and toxic. They've been weaponized and bastardized inside our formations, undercutting commanders and NCOs. No more. Setting, achieving, and maintaining high standards is what you all do. And if that makes me toxic, then so be it. Second, today at our direction, we're ensuring that every service, every unit, every schoolhouse, and every form of professional military education conduct an immediate review of their standards. And we've done this in many places already, but today it goes across the entire Department of War. Any place where tried and true physical standards were altered, especially since 2015 when combat arms standards were changed to ensure females could qualify, must be returned to their original standard. Other standards have been manipulated to hit racial
Boom. Okay. Boom. Okay.
quotas as well, which is just as unacceptable. This too must end. Merit only. The president talks about it all the time, merit-based. Here are two basic frameworks I urge you to pursue in this process. Standards I call, my staff's heard all about them, the 1990 test and the E6 test. The 1990s test is simple. What were the military standards in 1990?
Thank you.
And if they have changed, tell me why. Was it a necessary change based on the evolving landscape of combat? Or was the change due to a softening, weakening, or gender-based pursuit of other priorities? 1990 seems to be as good a place to start as any. And the E6 test. Ask yourself, does what you're doing make the leadership, accountability, and lethality efforts of an E6, or frankly an O3, does it make it easier or more complicated? Does the change empower staff sergeants, petty officers, and tech sergeants to get back to basics? The answer should be a resounding yes. The E6 test, or O3 test, clarifies a lot, and it clarifies quickly. Because war does not care if you're a man or a woman. Neither does the enemy. Nor does the weight of your rucksack, the size of an artillery round, or the body weight of a casualty on the battlefield who must be carried.
Facts. That's what he's trying to say. Facts.
This, and I want to be very clear about this, this is not about preventing women from serving. We very much value the impact of female troops. Our
What? Are you happy, May? What did he just say?
It
female
sounds like
officers and
it sounds like hit
NCOs
dog
are
holler
the
to me.
absolute best.
No. What did he just say, May?
Yeah.
Out of
Okay,
his own mouth.
give me.
Out of his own mouth. What did he just say?
He said it doesn't mean, but I think it does.
What?
What?
I'll be back. I'll be back in a second. I'll be back in a second. I'll be
In
back.
other words, you don't believe what he's saying is real. That's what she's saying. Yeah.
Tulsi Gabbard's in the military.
But wait, there's more. Hang on to your seat, baby, cause this one's a screamer.
Talking all that trash in the chat.
Hey, May. This is my Kindle. Okay. See that? That's it. That's not the physical books. That's just my Kindle. Okay.
One of the books. How much that book cost? Let me see.
Which
It's one for like the scroll up a little bit more, BGS. The Commerce one scroll up a little bit more, BGS. The big
I'm up as far as I can.
You claiming to read all that? You claiming to read all that, BGS?
That's my Kindle book list. Okay, that's my Kindle bookshelf. Okay.
Yeah.
Right
there. Y'all know what? Y'all know what? People.
Hey. Okay, that's my Kindle bookshelf. Okay. That's just the Kindle. That's not the physical books. That's not the PDFs. That's just the Kindle, the Kindles. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Show me yours.
Around here, we don't go brick for brick. We go book for book.
Show me yours. Oh, this is the boy problem by Julia Grant I was telling you about. Okay.
Yeah. No, BGS. You don't think black brothers read? That's all.
Yeah. And say black boys and native sons, delinquency in urban north. Okay. The boy problem. You want to know about black boys in school? This is the book. Okay.
I never read that one.
I read this one in 2015. Okay. Okay. This is the one I had to do with my grandson. Actually, I got that book and got the audio. And we actually got better in writing essays and writing paragraphs by doing that. This is my Kindle. This is just my Kindle. Okay. See this, May? That's my Kindle.
May don't believe you, BGS.
I do believe him. I know he reads a lot because all he do is pull his books out as weapons. I know he does.
I mean,
books are weapons because knowledge is power.
There is a reason why the Bible is called the sword of the Spirit.
Yes, right.
I know he reads. I don't have no. I didn't challenge his ability to read. He challenged mine. I had to show
What
him.
did you say about your bookshelf, right? Oh, this is a good one we're actually using now. They talk about Richard Sachs. Yeah, yeah.
Is this your books, or is this May? BGS. What's name?
This is BGS.
This is my Kindle book.
Okay. Okay. How much you have books? Like 1,000 books? 1,000?
I don't think it's in my Kindle. I don't think so. I don't know how many is in my Kindle.
Okay.
My Audible is probably just as full. Okay. You don't want to see my PDFs. Okay. I don't even show that one.
No, you say you can't show.
You showed your PDFs already. You showed
He gave you a glimpse, but he gave a glimpse, but didn't show all of it.
And I haven't shown. I got 20,000 articles in my 22,000 articles in my Evernote. So.
But wait, there's more.
This is the book Where Math Comes From. Is by George Lakoff. Okay.
It's a good book.
Yeah.
Very good book.
Hold on, he said dead set. I'm on the screen. I can't see it. Dead set at Yahoo. He said.
Go ahead, type it in for it. Dead set. Just type it in for her, man.
I have to use one finger so it could be slow enough for her to get it.
Leave it alone. Just type it in, Dead Set, and don't aggravate her no more. Okay.
Hey, he's Vegeta, bro. This man is Vegeta.
I had first read this book back in 2008. Okay, so that's the one I be able to teach my kids. Okay, and this is a very good book about how math works, how your mind works. Okay, one of them. Okay. And why using different senses actually help the mind make connections, neural connections. Yeah. That's why when I teach my kids, I use as many neural senses as I can.
Right.
That should help them learn faster. Like reading, writing, listening. Like with my grandson, he had to write, he had to read, at the same time and listen to the book. Okay,
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
get it within 10 or 15 minutes. And
Yep.
basically, I improved his writing in about 8 weeks.
Yep.
And when I showed the teacher, she said, "Geez, that's rapid improvement." Okay, if you use the right tools and use and actually work the way the brain actually functions. Brain
Yep.
doesn't function with that. Will actually atrophy.
Right.
Just like people can't date anymore is because they rely on what um, on AI
AI.
and chat, and when they actually meet the girl face to face, they can't talk.
If you don't use it, you what?
You lose it,
You
right?
lose it
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
and they never learn those skills.
And
That's
your
what they
your
talk about.
whole damn body is a computer.
Yeah, that's like most of your boys, men under 30, don't date. The skills are atrophied.
Yeah.
They use.
Yeah.
Oh, if I can't text her or chat on the bot, then I can't talk to her. So we
The
get her.
least y'all could do is put your
Hey,
insults
hey,
in a super chat.
I'm
Put
talking.
your insults in a super chat.
I'm talking. It's not it's not your panel, okay? I'm
I'm
talking.
sorry.
No,
Yeah, you are sorry.
I, I am,
Shut,
baby.
shut, shut up.
Hey, baby, I'm not your husband.
Ooh.
This is not your panel. I'm not your husband, okay? I know. Yeah, I know. I can seem like it, but I'm not your husband. All right? You're a guest. Act like one.
I am a guest. I'm a guest.
Thank you. I don't act like this on your panel, do I? Do I?
No, no.
Am I polite and cordial?
Yeah, but I don't have 5 people coming at you talking trash either at the same
Oh,
time in the chat.
And you
sometimes
don't either.
you have 3 or 4. How about what's the chick's name? Was coming at me about all kinds of other
You talk
BS.
about Queen's Suckers.
Well, no, this other chick. I forget what her name is. I
Oh,
forget.
I don't know who that is.
She's on your panel all the time. She's educated and talks real fast.
You talking about Mahogany?
It could be Mahogany.
Yeah, it's probably Mahogany. She got long dreadlocks. That's Mahogany.
I don't know what she looks like. I saw it was maybe an avatar. Okay.
Okay.
But
Oh,
I'm polite on your channel, am I not?
You are polite. You are
Do I
polite.
do I talk over you on your panels?
No, you don't.
Thank you. Why do you do it on mine?
She's emotionally out of
No,
control.
no. I'll ask her a question. Why you do it on mine?
Because it's not right, but you do to get on my nerves.
I get on your nerves.
Not you. I said your dudes. They get on my nerves.
Why are
So
your nerves
because you
out?
So when
because you get upset, that allows you to
yeah,
break the rules of decorum.
when your guests get on my nerves, do I go off on them?
I haven't had anybody do that to you on my
Oh,
channel.
yeah. I just don't go
You've
off.
only been over there like 3 times, BGS. Come on now. You've had enough opportunity over there to be disrespected.
It only
Every
takes
time I
one.
come, these fools jump
Wow.
on me. They jump on me every time I come.
ain't nobody jumping on you. You just
You
saying
jumping on
stupid
me. Yeah,
shit.
you did. Y'all done called me idiot, stupid, fourth floor, all this other crazy stuff.
Yeah, I am tripping over your intellect.
You don't know anything about
And-
me. I'm
and-
not
Lack,
worried.
lack thereof.
What's the thing? The thing
See,
is,
you see what I'm talking about right there? You see that, BGS?
it's called show and prove. Okay.
hmm So
Yeah, you.
basically, I'll have a high IQ as long as I do like what's that girl's
No,
name?
you
Trust.
don't.
As long as I do like trust and just put an apple up there, be like,
No,
yes, you're
no, no.
always right, Father.
First of all, don't disrespect
Don't do
trust
that,
like that.
trust. No,
Yeah.
That's what she
Don't do
does
that.
though.
Don't.
She just says, you guys are right. That
no,
means she got a high IQ
No,
because she just says, you guys are right.
no. It had
no,
nothing to do with it.
no,
Okay.
no. I'm. In fact, me and Trust are friends, and I will not have you disrespect her like that.
I ain't disrespecting her.
Yes, you just did.
You just
I
did.
know her. I know her. I'm not disrespecting her.
You just called her simple.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You said all she
I
just
didn't
does
use
is
the
Yeah.
say,
word
"You
simple.
guys are right," and send an
Uh,
apple.
all right.
That's
Okay.
She do use the apple a lot.
She-
Oh yeah, BGS. Bring
Because
in some. I never got your reflection on what you thought about the black women and the white men.
the
Never
white
got your
women,
reflection.
the white women and the white men about what?
Remember, I had the panel where I was testing out what you
Oh
said.
yeah, they said the same things I was talking about, right? But it was their friends who were actually dating white men, right? And cuckooing on white men, not them, right? Remember that?
Mhm.
Told you
Mhm.
that would happen. Now they're actually not going to admit that they actually do it. Of course they wouldn't. But I got friends and cousins and sisters that do that all the time.
I felt
Mm.
like I felt like
Felt.
the girl that's
And
from the Caribbean. I
Felt.
felt
mhm.
like.
Hold on, let her finish.
I feel like the girl that was from the Caribbean, she was as honest as she could be, and said that her family, being from the Caribbean, they think that white men are a level up, and that's more why they're interested in white men. I thought that was authentic, and I was kind of not surprised that she's open to white men. Mahogany, on the other hand, I felt like she was definitely open to dating white men, but she didn't want to say it.
She wants
That's
to,
what I
and
think.
she's already dated white men. She just don't want to say it.
Right, she did. She definitely did because she tried to say, "Oh, he's just a friend. We just went out a little bit." I was like, "Nah."
Mm-hmm. The only women I know that don't like white men are old school white men try to push on them and local rape. Those are the ones that don't like.
BGS, your voice is
I
out.
said the only women, black women I've met that don't like white men, are the ones that white men try to low key rape them.
Yep.
I met those older women that get there, and white man thinks that they own the white black woman's body and try to push up on them, and they're married and said, I want to have sex with you and none of the other stuff. Yeah, they don't. Those are the ones that don't like them. But
Come
the
on,
other,
come on, baby.
no, I don't even say come on,
No,
baby.
they didn't. No.
I don't even say that.
Hmm. In fact, they will
Mm.
actually
The
get
dress
angry when you
pool.
reject them.
Yeah, they
But
go for the dress pool.
hmm
That's
and
how.
then and let you know that you're just here for fun.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, it was an interesting conversation. I was open and I tried to be really objective about it.
Okay.
And
What you learn? That's what I want to know.
I, I learned that black women do see white men as a status symbol. I don't, but
Of course they do.
they do, and well, at least
Mm-hmm.
the small y'all. I gotta say, it's only three women. Well, it's four of us total, so it wasn't like it was a whole spectrum. Okay, so it just happened to be that way on that panel. I don't know if that's going to
Yep.
translate.
No. Just your sample of people that you know confirm what I said, right? Just your little
Yeah.
sample.
I think so. Other than me and
I
Sunkiss, yeah, we're both diehard black men only, but the
Uh,
other two,
and I find
50-50, 50-50.
I find that a lot of black women will lie.
Yep.
I
Tell me
went
about
to
it.
a
Yeah.
PWI.
Hmm.
Hmm
I went to one of these Ivy League of the South type schools, and I can tell you that dark skin, light skin, kind of mixed, mulatto, whatever. If that white boy said go, they went.
It went.
And then they cried in the BSU during the week. It was like, oh, I can't believe I got dogged out. And guess where they were the next week? At Alpha Sig, at Deke, at Theta Chi, at Delta Sig. Guess where they were? Pushed up on some white dude who
Say it
was
Yeah,
again,
half
black
drunk.
man. Say it
yeah.
again.
And Shay Sade does this every week. Okay,
Yep.
every week about black women slow key sleeping with white men,
Yeah,
And
Yes.
it
and then
was
yeah.
and
they
then and then coming back and lying that they didn't do it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, line. They don't
The,
want that
the
white meat.
the white man is the black woman's god.
Now what did the black woman say? The black woman's reparations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Vamos.
Chaos.
They like the chaos.
They like the chaos. So when you're able to
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Must reign.